Okay, we're live again. Hold on. First off, stare into the face of cuteness. Oh wait, don't get the mic. Don't get the mic. Don't get the mic. No, don't get the mic. Oh, that's awful.
She's gonna pull it out again.
That's awful. That's awful. Yeah, she unplugged it early. We would have been on here a lot earlier if she hadn't unplugged everything. She said, "Ooh, give me that cord." Rip.
That's right.
Rip. Welcome back to a Nightcap.
Yeah. Good to be back.
The missus is getting clothes together and everything for the kids, not throwing out, but boxing up the clothes they're already grown out of. They're already grown out of these clothes.
Growth spurts.
Yeah, and so now getting in with new stuff in here, and so yeah, they
so
are.
What we did, like with my kids, was we decided to use like secondhand clothing stores. There's a place called Once Upon a Child.
We have that too. We just went there.
Oh yeah, it's amazing, and you can sell your clothes back. I hear a little echo from somewhere.
It's not me.
I don't know, but maybe I'm just that loud. I'm echoing through the internet. Now it's better. It's good now. But what I was gonna say was we go there because when kids are that old, they grow so quick. Like,
yes, they do.
Literally, like they'll wear something once and they'll be out of it. Like it's ridiculous.
That's why Brian just takes a drink because he's like, I got nothing to say about this.
No, I got nothing to say, except for third party. I've see that from the outside.
I want to say one thing that you said on Column Stream about Queen's Gambit. That game is hard to win as the Federation. It's not impossible, but it is very hard to win. But the thing is,
be honest, Matt. I said it during that stream. If you're the Federation and you're slaughtering Gungans, are you really losing?
That's true. That's true. Everyone's a winner. Everyone's a winner. Hey, Bruce Huber is on. He is my co-host for Princes of the Universe.
Oh, awesome.
Literally, he is.
He is, literally. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll be doing another one actually soon, Bruce. You need to let me know when you're available. Yeah, we need to do one soon. Get November's ready. But yeah, got a lot of stuff to. It's been a while since he's been back on. Since I've had some guest stars, or I think I just had my brother on the last one. But anyway, so this is Nightcap, where we just talk about whatever we want to.
Whatever.
I do have a just sub to Bruce. That you're going to be bored. Bruce is very bored. I'm kidding. Actually, Bruce lives right around the corner from me. He's moved a lot, but his last move, he's right around the corner from me, so it makes it a lot easier for us to visit now. But and hello, everyone. Hello. Sorry. So one of my questions, and forgive me if I have asked this before, but I don't think I have. Stop me if I have that. It's one of my favorite questions to ask people. If you had to eat at a fast food restaurant every day for a month, which one would it be? Did I ask y'all that?
Every day for a month?
Every day for 1 month. You had to eat at one fast food restaurant. Fast food means it has to have a drive-through. So don't give me some counter service garbage like Chipotle. Which, by the way, is overrated. We don't have a Chipotle here, but I went and because everyone kept bragging about it, and I went, hey, crazy. Hey, crazy. Calm down. Here, have a passy. Come on, you're like Dylan after a Dodgers loss. Come on, seriously. Calm down.
If money's no object.
Yes, money's no object. Chick-fil-A is what Son of Luke says. That's a good one.
Yeah,
my wife would pick that one, but that would be Chick-fil-A for a whole year. She could do Chick-fil-A for a whole year, honestly.
Hey, there's a question from Mrs. Nerf Herder. I want to donate to the billboard. Can you tell me, will payment only be taken through PayPal?
Online, that is the only way that you can do it, but you can still send it if you have a check you'd want to send made out to Twin Sons Foundation. We do have our PO, our address on the website that you can mail something to as well. Just let us know when it's on its way, so I know to keep an eye open for it. But yeah, otherwise PayPal I think is the only way they can do it right now.
Okay.
I don't know. If it's like
Bruce,
go ahead. Maybe Burger King, maybe.
Okay. Bruce says that Moe's. Do y'all have a Moe's Southwest Grill?
Yeah, that's a million times better than Chipotle.
I agree. Right. I love Moe's. We used to have one here, and they closed it down because no one really knew about it. and now it's gone. So I can only eat it when I'm on the road. But when we go on the road, it is good. Moses is the bomb, man. Okay, so what'd you say again, Brian? I'm sorry.
I was saying, if not Chipotle, probably Burger King, because I actually like their burgers and their chicken a lot, so I can at least.
My dad loves Burger King. My dad loves Burger King. I can't stand it. Those burgers make me. The smell makes me sick. All right, Ryan, Mister, I eat egg whites.
Oh, you should have seen what I had today. I had like a huge heaping of Taco Bell. It was
really?
Amazing. Yeah.
You know they have that cheesy crunch Dorito, whatever. What was it called? The new cheesy outside fried Dorito. I can't remember what it's called. Burrito or not a burrito. It's called a chalupa or something. I want to get
cheesy
that.
Gordita. Cheesy
gordita. Thank you. Cheesy gordita. Okay, you want up? Okay.
Your mic's doing that thing again.
No, did you pull it?
Where you're like really loud.
All right, I'm done. That's what it is. You have. Look, she has the cord in her hand. Dadgummit. Okay, I'm gonna back out. I'll come back in.
Okay.
Talk amongst yourselves for a minute.
Yeah. So if I had to choose, it may be Chick-fil-A. That was a good suggestion. Whoever said that.
Yeah, that was a good one.
But eventually, I think you may get tired of chicken.
That's what I was worried about. That's why I didn't want to stick with that one.
But I don't know. McDonald's isn't good, but I love it. Wendy's, it might be Wendy's. Their fries.
That's a good answer.
Their fries aren't any good, but everything else is amazing.
I like Wendy's. That's a good answer.
And they got Frosties.
Can't go wrong with the Frosties.
Oh, we got people talking about Burger King pretzel bacon burger is amazing. I've never heard of that. I can't
say I've had that one. I've not had that one. that picture as he came back on. Was
not my best hour. Yes, ma'am. Oh, no.
The other one's crying, too.
Well, we're in trouble now.
You.
We're in trouble now.
Seems like you got a busy life there, Matt.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Someone says, Matt's dad life universe. That's exactly right. Someone says, Wendy's is awesome. My wife agrees. She just had Wendy's tonight. She really likes, but she likes the spicy nuggets. That's what she's a big fan of.
And they just came out with the spicy chicken nuggets again. They brought them back. Guess what?
That's why she goes.
Can I swap my answer?
That's fine.
And guess why they brought them back? Fan demand.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yep. They got rid of them for years. And then so many people...
Shoot, I'm going to have to go back there now.
Yeah, so many people kind of demanded it and said we miss it. It's almost like that's related to something.
And my wife was my wife was one of them who was like, she wanted those ones to come back. All right, so Ryan, what'd you have at Taco Bell? I'm sorry.
I had.
Okay.
This is gonna be bad. I had a beef quesarito. I had 4 beefy Fritos burritos and 2 Doritos Locos tacos.
So you weren't hungry at all, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I was a little hungry.
My brother follows The Rock on Twitter, and The Rock will have a cheat day, and he always shows me what it is, like a whole big stack of pancakes, a huge pizza. Do you want to talk on this? This is my podcast. This is my live stream. Well, sister definitely wants in too. Oh, I know. See, this is what it's like at 3, 4 in the morning. But anyway, all right. So
it's good for somebody who hasn't slept at all.
Oh, can I tell you? So is Taco Bell your answer, baby?
I don't know. We were saying Wendy's. I could see Wendy's.
I think I'm leaning Wendy's now because they got that spicy chicken bag. You're right. If they have that, I got to go that way.
I don't know if my stomach could survive a month of Taco Bell straight. To be really honest, I don't know if that's possible.
I want to see. Who was that guy who ate McDonald's for 30 days? Remember it was Super Size Me?
Yeah.
I can't remember his name now. Anyway, Morgan something or something. Anyway, man, I was like, everyone was like, wow, I wouldn't do that. And when I was watching that documentary, baby. When I was watching the documentary, I said, I kind of want McDonald's.
Yeah, me too.
It made me want McDonald's. It was the weirdest thing.
You could that's going to be bad for you no matter what. If
Definitely.
Any place. It's a shame that show got supersized fries taken away. That
Yes, it
documentary should
did.
be burned at the stake. How
I know.
terrible.
Don't you dare grab this. I just saw her do that. All right. This is what you have to look forward to, folks, if you want kids. Yes, ma'am.
She agrees.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Jay Valentine's says, why are you not watching Yankees game?
Because it's the Yankees. Well, actually, I would watch it, but I hate the Yankees. If anyone doesn't know that, it's any team versus the Yankees. I'm not really an Astro fan, but I'll cheer for them to go all the way this year because I don't like the Nationals or the Cardinals either. I have to cheer for the Nationals because I hate the Cardinals worse. But, man, did you see the game last night, though? Pitched a no-hitter all the way to the 8th.
Oh, wow.
You know, Scherzer today pitched a no into the 7th.
They are so dominant. I hate Bryce Harper, so I'm so happy that he's not on the team and they're doing so well. Because he thought when he went to the Phillies, the Phillies were going to go all the way and the Nationals are going to be nothing. And I'm glad he's sitting on the couch eating. I hope he's eating a cheesy gordita or whatever because his former team is now playing really good ball. And that's the one thing I like about the Nationals. They don't have Bryce Harper now.
Well, and the Phillies just fired Gabe Kapler.
I know. I couldn't believe that either. But I don't want anyone to get in the way of Mets getting Joe Madden. So
yeah,
I know.
I think the Cubs are so silly to get rid of him. I just don't understand that at all.
That is a great question, Dylan.
What's Dylan's question?
Will you get to Legacy before or after your girl's college graduation?
I hate you, Dylan. Yes, probably. Probably. I might.
Probably after is what you're saying?
No. I kicked it before. Hey, you know what, Dylan, though? If they continue the expanded universe, who knows? Who knows?
That's a great point.
Who knows what we'll do?
Especially if they start popping out books like they do for the new canon stuff that we see Matthew always having to deal with.
Yeah, he gets those so frequently, doesn't he?
Dylan says that everyone's firing managers to get to Madden. Shut, Dylan. You're jinxing us. Not that anyone loves. I love baseball, but and Ryan loves a little bit of baseball too. But Joe Madden, if you don't know, he was an excellent manager for the Cubs, and the Cubs are stupid letting him go. And I do believe there's going to be a big fight for him in the offseason, Dylan. I do believe it. Now, the Padres are rumored to be number 1 to get him. What do you think about that, Ryan?
I actually just got a report from San Diego that he is out of the running.
Good.
Like he's not interested, basically.
So that makes the Phillies his number 1 because people were talking about Padres, then Phillies, then some other team, then the Mets were like 4th in line. I remember when they were talking about it.
Callum, I'm surprised you had the energy to come on and listen to us after talking to Mary for a while.
Oh, you know who just finished talking to Callum Johns?
Mary Mayhem. Oh,
you see, you say her name and she magically appears, Ryan.
I didn't even have to say
Beetlejuice.
I know, I didn't even have to say it 3 times.
Beetlejuice, I'm telling you. Hi, Mary.
Hi, Matt. How are you?
I'm great.
Beautiful baby.
Why does your screen have makeup kisses on it? Were you talking to Callum?
That little muffin, man. He's adorable.
Oh, is he?
He is.
Oh, look at the gentleman. He goes, it went well. We had a good time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, had fun is what he said.
Remember, Callum, you can't get another YouTube strike right now, so be careful what you upload.
He was the perfect gentleman.
He was the perfect gentleman. Hi, Jonathan. How's it going? Jonathan, this is one of my little girls, one of the little twins here. This is Meridian, who is, yes, you want to be on the live stream. You are, baby. You can talk. She's already pulled the mic out twice. I'm trying to let her. Yes. In fact, hold on. Here we go. Now you talk. This is the scene this is the part where you talk to my little girl. All right. And go.
Hi, Meridian.
Hi, pretty girl. You're so beautiful. Hi, baby.
Say, who is that?
Who is?
I hear somebody.
Hi.
Who's talking to me?
Oh my goodness, you're so pretty.
She says, I didn't know there were girls on the internet.
Yeah, we are myths. We don't exist. Hi, sweet
people. These voices, it's okay to hear in your head, baby.
Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness. How old is she?
There will be 6 months next week.
Oh my god, they're so little.
I know. She had her fall photos taken when they went at daycare this week. She and her sister. And we haven't even looked through them. They're still on the little flash drive they gave me. But I know the setup looks super cute. So we're gonna have some. If you follow my wife on Facebook, she's gonna have tons of super cute baby photos.
Excellent. I'll keep my eyes open.
And I'm telling you, super. Hey! You got to see people. You get to hear people. You look there. They are right there.
What's the
You
matter?
get to see them too.
What's the matter? Oh,
Jonathan says, I make a good dad. Well, I don't know. I watched Mr. Mom prior to these girls being born as practice. You're tired.
that was the practice, huh?
Here. Yeah, well, the practice,
Sounds like
Practice was what? Ironing a pancake. Hey. Ironing a pancake and everything. So, oh my goodness. All right, hold on. So, Mary, the question was, baby. Okay, you're gonna cut this short for me. If you had to eat at a fast food restaurant, meaning it has to have a drive-through every day for 1 month, where would it be?
Oh, Waffle House.
That has a drive-through?
They didn't have a drive-through.
Does here.
Your Waffle House has a drive-through.
Sure does.
Wow.
Well, the one in Radcliffe does.
What?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. How are you supposed to experience all the weird people in Waffle House if it has a drive-through? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know what to tell you.
That is crazy. By the way, Bruce, my buddy, my fellow co-host, says his baby will be born Tuesday.
Oh, awesome.
He and his wife are expecting, and they're going to have one too. So,
Congrats,
well, Bruce, then that means we need to record tomorrow. Hopefully you have time. I forgot that the baby was right around the corner for him. True story, I do not like Waffle House, and my entire family, including the missus, loves it.
Well,
Loves
already.
So, well, they love Waffle. My dad loves Waffle House. Everyone loves Waffle House. I can't stand it. I can't stand Waffle House.
What is wrong with you?
I have taste buds, I guess. That's the only excuse I can think of.
Let me ask
I don't
you-
know. Hold on. Before you crucify me over this, Brian, yay or nay on La Waffle House?
I think I'm gonna have to say yay. I'm a little bit concerned for you right now.
Ryan?
I will say yay with a caveat that IHOP, I would rather go to IHOP a million times. But,
Okay, fair.
But if there's a Waffle House, I'm still going to go eat waffles.
Hmm.
Would you eat a waffle at Bruce? I don't care what you think about Waffle House. Would you eat a waffle at Waffle House? Is that what you're saying, Ryan? You would eat a waffle at Waffle House?
If there's no IHOP around, I'll go to Waffle House.
My thing is, if they're called Waffle House, their waffles are very pathetic.
What?
They're paper thin. They're not. No, they don't have. They should have a special waffle. Their waffles in a blind taste test, I should be able to say, I'm eating a waffle from Waffle House, but I don't. I say, let go of my ego, because it looks like a little flat little ego. Is what it
I have a
does.
question for you, then, Matt. So
Go ahead.
I just have to clarify this. How do you feel about candy corn?
Oh, jeez.
I'm fine with candy corn. I'm fine with candy. I'll be honest. Here another question. Let's talk about Ryan's now that he's gone. Oh man. Anyway,
there's some car alarm just went off outside, so I had to close the window.
I know how you feel.
Yeah, that's the ultimate car alarm right there.
Anyway, what is the best holiday candy? Meaning candy you only get around the holidays. There is candy corn. There is some Christmas candy, I'm sure. I have a personal favorite as well. Mary wants to answer this question so bad. Go for it, Mary.
Before Mary does.
Okay, before Mary does, Ryan's going to intercept you, so go for it.
I have to say something. Yeah, I'm gonna mansplain. So, you wouldn't know this, Matt, because you're not part of the Fandom Menace. But there was a big Fandom Menace thing that happened a couple days ago. Where
Time out, just real quick. Time out. You Hartley, thank you so much. He just donated to the Twin Sons billboard, Brian.
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Everyone, be sure to donate. Twin Sons, twin-sons.net. Go on there, donate tonight. Let us know. I'll stop and thank you myself right here. Okay, so I'm sorry, Ryan. That was more important than what you had to say.
Absolutely. So I made this really funny like fake exposed video on Drunk 3PO, who's been an advocate of candy corn, and I've just been slamming him about it, right? And so I made this exposed where I sent him a super chat and made him read his name and that he loves candy corn. And I chopped that up and, put it in a little thing. And it absolutely blew up on Twitter. And so that night we had the ultimate debate between candy corn lovers and candy corn haters. I hate candy corn. I think it's stupid. There's someone else on this panel who likes it somehow. I'm not sure why, but.
I love it. I love candy corn.
Wow. Okay, so Mary, why do you like candy corn?
Candy corn is a plethora of flavors that dissolve into gooey goodness on your tongue. It is delicious, and you have like this sort of hint of vanilla and like hazelnut, and it all just sort of comes together in a nice mellow blend.
Time out, Mary. Thank you, Miss Nerf Herder. She also donated. She's donating through PayPal tonight. So thank you for that.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you for that.
I've seen you in my comments and everything. That is so awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. I'm sorry, Mary. So melts in your mouth, not in your hands.
It does, because of that nice waxy exterior that it's got going on. It keeps it all nice and contained into one wonderful little kernel. You break the shell and then bam, it just dissolves.
I'll be honest, I do enjoy me some candy corn. I am a candy corn fan. Okay, so now, Brian, we have one person who is against it, one person who is for it. Where do you stand, Brian?
Can I take the official neutral stance?
No, you cannot. You can't be Switzerland in this.
I do eat them. So I guess you could say I like them.
Just because you eat,
No, see,
I eat Brussels sprouts, but that doesn't mean I want them all the time. Oh, go ahead.
Matt, I know you have siblings, but for Halloween, whenever we got candy corn and other candies, I would always trade with my siblings for what I wanted and what I didn't want. Candy corn usually stayed with me. So you could say I liked it.
That's some form of child abuse or something. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I'm the weirdo, though, that doesn't really enjoy chocolate as much as most people seem to.
There you go. There you go.
Admitted that. Now your argument is completely moot. But
Dylan, you won't buy anything. You won't buy cheese balls, but if I buy them, you'll eat them all. Don't even start with me, Dylan. Anyway, that's it. Now, Mary, is that your favorite holiday candy?
No. My favorite holiday candy is mint M&Ms, or as we call them in my family, mint num-nums.
Aren't those available all the time?
Mm-mm.
They're only available around the holidays?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Okay. Because I see them available right now, but it is getting close to the holidays. So, okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least they never used to be available all year. I mean,
okay.
I changed that recently, but they've changed a lot of things recently. But no, used to be, at least when I was growing up, and certain years ago or so, it was always right around the holidays. Mint M&Ms would come out. You sit there and you just eat them like popcorn or something.
Okay.
Now, it isn't exactly a holiday candy, but I know one thing that I usually do is my sisters and I will usually make kind of a thematic Rice Krispie treat for Christmas, typically. So I guess that kind of counts. It's not really a commercial candy, but it counts.
Okay. All right. Not a commercial candy, but something special for you that no one else can say.
That's right.
All right. So, nice. Ryan.
So I think that I hate candy corn, first of all. Candy canes are okay. But I associate Hershey Kiss. It's not really special because Hershey Kiss is around all the time, but I associate Hershey Kisses with Christmas for me because my grandma always used to like be all about the holiday, the green, white, or the red, green, and silver ones. So that would probably be my like favorite thing that always reminds me of Christmas when I'm eating it. I don't really eat them too much any other time of the year, but as long as candy corn, any piece of candy corn I see, I throw it in the trash. I'm pretty much fine. I'll eat anything else.
Okay.
I tried one on stream the other day, and I almost threw up. It was so bad.
Okay. Another Halloween themed candy I like is, I can't remember who puts them out. I think it's Utz puts them out. It's the orange and black wrapper, like chews, caramel chews or something. I don't know what those are. It tastes like a little bit of peanut butter in the middle or something. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Can't say about that.
What'd you say?
Okay.
Say that again.
The ones with the orange or black wrapper, they're the same type candy, just one has an orange, one has a black wrapper. They're like these little toffee or caramel chews with like some peanut butter in the middle.
They look like a grandma made them and wrapped them up or something.
Well, they're wrapped like a candy in that wax paper, either black or orange for the holidays. Okay, so mine is not with Christmas. Mine is Cadbury eggs. Whoa! Hey. Hold on. I may have to exit for a bit. Mine is Cadbury eggs because I love them. Now, I can't eat more than one at one time or I'll die. I'll go into, catatonic shock because of the sugar overload, but it is good.
Oh, you might have a savior or another one.
Sure. Okay.
Tell Megan I say hi.
Sure. Megan Bryan says hello. Okay.
Wife who likes Waffle House.
Yes. Okay, so Ryan, take the conversation away as you see this one is dying on the vine. I'll be back.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
I'll be back.
So there was a question. Someone said candy bars versus chocolate bars. Like, how do you say it? I've always said candy bars, no matter what it is.
I think candy bar kind of is all encompassing. I think that works best.
Yeah.
There were a bunch of people arguing with me the other day about that. When I said like Snickers would be like one of my favorite candies.
Right.
They're like, that's more of a chocolate bar than a candy bar. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
It's a candy bar.
What about a Hershey's chocolate bar? I think that's a candy bar.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's got literally bar in its candy, so yeah. I think so. Now, what is your favorite candy then?
It would be between Snickers and Reese's. I don't know if here's a Snickers too. Got them right here. I had them up here to provide examples of good candies for our candy corn debate.
Mary?
So,
yes.
What's your favorite?
My favorite candy? That's really hard to answer, actually. Probably banana runts.
Banana runts. Okay.
That is such it's so specific.
Yeah. That's don't think I would have ever guessed that.
You'd rather have one of those than a Snickers or a Reese's?
Yeah.
I thought that my top two were basically the best. I feel like the power rankings, those would be like number 1 and number 2.
You know what I really like? If I had to pick a different one, it would be, those sticks that you dip into the powder or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? No, not pixie sticks.
The baby bottle thing.
No. The fun dips.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The little white chalky stick. I like those. I like specifically the sticks, not the powder. I just want to eat the stick.
Interesting. It's kind of a chalky thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good. I like the flavor.
So I know what I said about chocolate earlier, but Three Musketeers and Milky Way are usually my top 2.
Musketeers is good.
Those are my top 2.
So you would rather eat those than candy corn?
Yeah, definitely. Like any day of the week. Matt said he'll be about 15 or so. So, question I guess we would have on the next one is, I'm curious, Ryan, which expanded universe character are you doing a preview or in the video on next?
Well, that is a good question. I actually just got done. It's kind of under wraps still. It's not going to be on Geeks and Gamers. It's going to be on another channel. But we're doing something about Kip Duran, or Kip Duran. Kip Duran is how I decided to pronounce it for the whole video. Kip Duran, because I go back and forth in my head.
Matt will love that.
Yeah, Matt will love that. So that'll be coming out in the next probably a couple weeks. For Geeks and Gamers, I need to make one this weekend, and I haven't quite decided. I've done a lot of the big ones. I've done Jason and Jaina. I've done Darth Bane. At least some of the new characters, like specific to the expanded universe. I did Mara.
Let's kind of go through what characters you have done, and then maybe we can find a gap in the type of character you haven't done.
So I was thinking about like an Old Republic character, like from like the SWTOR, KOTOR era, not Revan, because I have a time I want to drop that, coinciding with something else someone else is doing on the channel. They're doing a playthrough with KOTOR.
Okay.
So we're going to try to drop those at the same time. But I think that I might want to do one on like Malgus or someone like that.
Malgus would be interesting. His story is not done yet. So, I mean, they still have that going on in SWTOR, if I'm not mistaken. So that would be an interesting one.
Yeah. But I'm thinking about that. So I've done Bane, Jason, Jaina, Mara. I think that's it. So I was thinking about Wedge Antilles with the news we got that he's going to be in Rise of Skywalker.
Wedge is a great character to cover. He's involved in so much. So that's a little bit of a tougher character to cover.
It is hard to Scion. Lethal's saying everyone spams Scion.
Scion. Just do the triumvirate, the all three of them at once.
Well, I mean, Kreia and Scion would take a while.
Yes, they would.
Tycho Selchu is a name I'm pretty sure I mispronounce. I think that it's Tycho Selchu. That's what I think it is.
If it's not, I've been pronouncing it wrong for a while too.
Yeah. Steven says, hopefully we'll get a conclusion of Malgus in 6.0 because an overuse of a character is, in my honest opinion, not a good thing to such an interesting character. I agree.
That's interesting he feels that way because I was playing SWTOR a little bit earlier and people were talking about how they felt he was underutilized in the game so far. That's interesting.
That is interesting. Brian, can you check the private chat real quick?
Sure.
Yeah, but Scion would be interesting. I've never really delved too deep into his backstory to see how much there is available on him other than what we get in KOTOR. I don't know how many other stories I've seen of his. Leland cheated a pronunciation guide like forever ago. Yeah, I think there's some of that on the Expanded Universe website, if I'm not wrong. I think Chris put some of that up there.
What's that? He put up what?
Some of the pronunciation guide.
Yes, he did. And I think Tycho was on there too. Shoot. Hey, anybody from the Twin Suns Billboard team, we're very, very close to 50%. Get ready to do that 50% post. Yeah, I think he did do that. It was like a bunch of the common pronunciations, and I went through there, and I'm like, I feel gratified. Wow, I was not even close. Just going through the full list of all the pronunciations, it was crazy.
Sometimes you get something in your head. Sometimes you get
terrible.
something in your head and like you just read through it and you don't even think about it. And then that's just how you say it. And then you hear someone else say it and you're like, who?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Where?
Jonathan Cortez says, here's an interesting KOTOR character to cover, Calo Nord. That would be interesting. The bounty hunter. That fight on Kashyyyk messed me up the first time I played that. It took me forever to beat that.
So that's the fun thing is the game, you don't always fight them in the same place. Like everybody fights them in a different place depending on what planet you go to first. It's interesting that way. I always seem to fight them on Tatooine.
That's true. I guess I didn't think about that. I do have like a very specific way I always play it.
I find that I do. Because I play it every year. That's one of my annual game plays.
Oh,
and what's that?
You're right. I have played it's right after you kill the crate dragon and go in and yeah, I do remember that now on Tatooine. I must have done it one time there.
It's like a tough double battle. I don't think I've done that fight anywhere else. I usually fight Malgus, or not Malgus, what's his face? What's his half face? Malik. Thank you. Darth Malik, his apprentice is Darth Bandon, I believe. I usually fight him on Manon, which is always interesting.
Yeah. Those games are good. I do need to play through it. I'm trying to get through Jedi Outcast. I just can't find too much time.
Yeah, I saw that video you did on it, and I think you're right. I think it's getting a bad rap because it's actually a difficult game. It wasn't intended to be just an easy walk in the park, but like I said the other night, I was playing through. I think it's like the 4th or 5th level where you're on Cloud City and you're just landing there and you got to go up. And I think I took like 5 steps and then some big gust of wind blew me off. And I was like, all right, so I lived for like 5 seconds on this level. Yay!
That's funny. Callum said live stream when you play Jedi Outcast. I don't really understand how to do that from a console. I often call people boomers, but I don't really know.
So what console are you using?
I've got it on Switch.
Got it on Switch. So you'd have to have a game capture card. It's, I think, what you need, because that's what I have to use, and it's a little bit of a challenge with the Switch because it's touchy when you have to dock it or not dock it.
Yeah, and it's like I think they're like $150 or something, right? For those 120.
I think it was like 100. Yeah, it was about 100 to 150, depends on the card you get. But I've made good use of it so far, so I don't mind it at all.
You might have to do that. I also recently got Bounty Hunter for the PlayStation 4. I am really looking forward to that game. Gosh, that was fun.
That's one I barely touched at all. Bounty Hunter. Yeah, that's a good one. Well, there was what do you think of KOTOR 2? I'm assuming you've played through KOTOR 2.
Yeah.
So I've always felt that KOTOR 1 had the more interesting story, but that KOTOR 2 had the better gameplay. That's always the way I looked at them.
I 100% agree with that, and I feel like KOTOR 2 was longer. I don't know if I think I liked the companions more a little bit too in KOTOR 2.
Well, they had an interesting, because you could influence kind of how they grow their development through the game. Like I think almost all of them can become Jedi classes at some point, depending on how you play the game. It's really interesting how they did that.
I definitely had Anton was a Jedi, and the Handmaiden became a Jedi. I don't remember who else. Obviously, I was always playing with the Handmaiden, because I was playing as a male. Brianna. So I was always playing with her to get that influence up a little bit. But
that was who else was there? It was Mira on that usually became, I don't know, everybody was like Sentinels. Like they all became Jedi Sentinels because that class, in my opinion, was overpowered in that game.
That's true.
Fun game.
Lethal says, "Take the blind woman." Yeah. That's true. You did get a lot of Jedi. I don't know. I'd never even thought of like that being a female until we got like that official like canon version.
Mitra Cirque.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought that was so interesting and so unique. It really changed my perspective on how I played the game.
Right. I kind of want to go back through it and play kind of like the light side female route, because I think I played dark side as a female before. But I don't think I've ever done the light side female route. It'd be interesting. Because there's one different companion depending on which gender you are. It's, what's his name? The guy on Dantooine. I can't remember his name. It's him or the Handmaiden that you usually get. But yeah, it's interesting. Mary, you were reading through Heir to the Empire listening to Heir to the Empire. How far have you gotten on that?
I have finished it.
You finished it?
Yes.
What do you think?
I think it's wonderful. I think Thrawn is terrifying. He's a hell of a villain. Sorry, bad language. He's a heck of a villain, and he's doing a great job of sort of succeeding after the Empire or the Emperor and Darth Vader. And he's a different type of villain as well. He's far more. Well, of course, Palpatine was calculating and all of that, but he's just sort of this genius, tactically speaking. And so I'm scared for my heroes.
I'm trying to remember where does Heir to the Empire leave off? Because I always read them so close to one another, they just kind of blend to me.
So they just finished this sort of space tack where they had Lando's ships that they took
the
mole miners.
That's right.
And they're essentially just sort of just left off there, right? The mole miners, so we're going to move forward after that. So Thrawn doesn't seem phased though. It's just a setback. Oh, you expected me to act like what was it? How did he put it? We'd been defeated. You expected me to have a fight and make a stand and lose unnecessary ships and men. This is just the beginning, right? So it's like, oh no, he's going to kill him. Yeah.
No, Thrawn was a great villain because he's a very different villain for the Star Wars universe. Kind of in the same way that the Yuuzhan Vong were very different villains. It's like they found different ways to challenge the heroes throughout the storyline, which I always enjoyed thoroughly.
Yeah,
it wasn't a dude who was just like evil, right? He wasn't just obsessed with power. He was so calculating. And when you kind of like what you said, Mary, not that Palpatine wasn't calculating, he was able to take down, the entire Republic. But it did seem that as kind of the Empire grew, when you look at like how they decided to mass produce TIE fighters and kind of how encumbered the military became and the fact that they became so reliant on just that sole power at the top and everything else fell away, that once Thrawn takes all that up on himself and starts getting these processes right and making the Empire a powerful war machine again. It is frightening. That's a good word for it.
Yeah, he's quite terrifying. And then of course Mara is she's a pip. She hates Luke. She wants to kill his face.
And they haven't really revealed why that is in that first book, did they?
No. I know that she was the hand of the Emperor. But much past that, I believe she sort of blames Luke to some extent. That was her boss and her. She could hear him from anywhere in the galaxy. Which is, I imagine that was quite a blow for her. So,
don't they? I thought that in Heir to the Empire is where Luke gets captured and held on Merkur. And they end up having to go through the jungle together.
Yeah, they've been in the jungle, and she's quite capable, even when she's sleep deprived.
She's also very stubborn and almost dies because she's so stubborn.
It's true. But even Luke, without his force powers, is sort of able to hold his own, which is impressive. Because I imagine I still make it in that kind of situation, but he does. He saves her butt, and. And she's still a punk about it.
Oh, look, Mr. Mom's back.
Well, welcome to your live stream.
Sorry. This is Piper.
Piper.
Hi, honey.
See, this is the one that was screaming earlier. Daddy fed her. Mommy bathed her.
Well,
She's a sweet-smelling girl.
She was jealous. She was jealous of her sister for getting to be on
the
live stream.
Sister's getting all the TV time, I'm telling you.
Right.
Okay, sorry. 6 to 9, I lovingly call the witching hour. This is where the kids are just like restless. From 6 to 9, literally. And it's just one of those things. But I have another question. It was a debate I had a long time ago, back when remember when blogs were the thing?
Yes.
And we talked about it was a big battle. It was creamy versus crunchy peanut butter.
Ugh.
So Ryan looks the most disinterested in the subject, so I'm going to ask him first.
Sorry, I was reading the chat. What's up?
I knew it. Okay, creamy versus such riveting conversation here I'm having with you, Ryan. Creamy versus.
We were talking about Star Wars Expanded Universe before you showed up and you wrecked the party. So.
Just ruined it, man. just
I'm
ruined
sorry.
it. Wait,
Creamy
I got
versus
a better
crunchy.
way.
Callum
Do you
says
think
crunchy for days. Benzo says crunchy. Dylan says crunchy.
Do you think Thrawn would go with crunchy or creamy peanut butter?
That's a good way to rephrase it. So for a peanut butter sandwich, crunchy. For anything else, if it's on crackers or like on an apple or anything like that, creamy. But on a sandwich, I want crunchy.
That was a political answer. Okay, go for it, Brian.
I'm just going with creamy straight out. That's the only thing I like.
Okay, sissy. All right, Mary.
Yuck.
You said peanut butter yuck all together.
Yuck.
Oh my goodness!
Not a peanut butter fan.
Oh,
Okay,
I thought I had the worst answer.
let me see. CJH says creamy. No, he says if I say creamy. Okay. All right. So there's this thing. Son of Luke says I like them both because I live in Switzerland and I don't pick sides. I'm kidding. All right. So let me see. Jonathan says crunchy. Good. See, this is still a debate years later. What was the other one I want to say? Oh, what is something that you do not that everyone loves but you don't love? What's that one food or something?
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter, obviously for you, something that a lot of people love that you don't. Like Brian.
I gotta think about that. I am an extremely picky eater.
Okay, I'll give mine while y'all are because I see Ryan thinking too. Here's the thing: everyone loves watermelon. I hate it.
Really?
Hate watermelon flavor. I hate water. I don't like cantaloupe or honeydew either. I just don't like melons. But watermelon is something that everyone loves. I mean, come on, down south, that's like a summer dessert. In fact, in the summer, that used to be our dessert was a slice of watermelon growing up. And I was like, oh, yay, watermelon. Then I realized, you know what? I really don't like watermelon, so I don't think I'm going to get any more because I never really liked it. But that was the big thing, a nice, cool slice of watermelon, that's quartered out like pizza. But no, never loved watermelon. And the missus is a big watermelon fan. CJH says he hates watermelon too.
I'm not a big fan.
What do you say, Ryan?
I'm not a big watermelon fan.
Okay.
To be honest, but I have a very specific one. My order of this is different than almost everyone else I've ever met. So I think maybe this will be a good one. Starburst, original Starburst candies. My order, in the order that I would prefer to eat them in: yellow, orange, red, pink. Pink being the one I like the least. I don't like
pink. Is usually Starburst. Everyone's favorite.
Exactly. Yeah. Almost everyone's order is completely inverse of mine. So that's like a weird thing with me.
Yellow, I really do love yellows. The lemons, those are so good.
Yeah. That's when I would eat first before anything else. I always leave the pinks just out because I know some other people want them and enjoy them more than me.
Oh, how incredibly considerate of you consider me.
Someone said they didn't like mac and cheese. Rob D hates mac and cheese. Wow, that's a big one.
So
a lot of people love mac and cheese.
I think I've got one that I don't tend to enjoy, but I don't hate it either, which will probably get me kicked off the stream right away, which is fine, But bacon. I don't actually enjoy bacon most of the time I eat it.
Really?
Wow.
What in the world?
Bacon.
I know. It's like everybody loves bacon. I'm like,
that's a big one. That's probably the biggest one right there. I don't see many people who.
And it's not that I hate it. It's just I don't seem to enjoy it like everybody else seems to.
Well, look, I'll stand with Brian here for just a second and say, hey, I like sausage better than bacon. I do love bacon. But
would I choose sausage over? I know, over a breakfast platter. When you get the choice of those two.
Yeah.
And it depends on the bacon, really.
I guess it does. That's interesting, though. I don't know. My little nephew. Well, he's not little anymore. He's like 15 now. He hates chocolate. Hates it. Won't eat Oreo cookies because they have they're chocolate cookies. Who hates chocolate? He does. He does not like. For his birthday, it has to be a pie or something. It can't be, or a cake cannot have chocolate on it. He doesn't like regular chocolates, and stuff. I was like, dude, he hates the taste of chocolate. That's the weirdest thing. And a kid doesn't like chocolate. I've never heard of that. He's not what is it? Allergic to it either. It's just something he dislikes.
How do you dislike chocolate?
I don't know. I have no idea. It is kind of weird though. All right. Favorite flavored ice cream.
Moose Tracks.
Moose Tracks.
I don't know if anyone knows what that is.
I do. That's the one that has the little cups in it, right? The little
it's got little Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yeah.
It's got fudge in it. It's so good.
So that's the one that you love. Okay. Benzo says mint chocolate chip. Brian.
I'm a fan of most sherbets. So let's just go with the rainbow sherbet.
Wow. Rainbow. As a kid, I always got rainbow sherbet. Always. As a kid, because I just thought it looked so cool. And, I did enjoy sherbets too. But Mary?
Chunky Monkey.
Chunky Monkey. What's in Chunky Monkey? I know the name, but...
It's got like walnuts and fudge pieces.
Okay.
Banana flavored.
Ah, okay.
Really?
All right. A lot of mint chips I'm seeing pop up in the comments. Mint chip, straight up. Mint chip. Actually, I do love...
Callum says tomato sauce is greater than ketchup. They do taste different.
So
tomato sauce.
Callum, this is never going to work between us. What the heck, dude?
Okay, I gotta interrupt Mary and Callum. That's always dangerous, but we are officially at 50% on the billboard now.
Thank you, guys. You guys are awesome. You guys, we beat it before the 2-week thing. 50% already.
That's just like a week and a half because we had until Tuesday.
Now I want 55 before I get off tonight. I always want more. But no, that's awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And don't forget to go and donate to, Brian changed his little thing, twinsons.net/donate.
I have about 15 more minutes because I'm going out tonight with a girlfriend of mine.
Awesome.
I can't. She pushed it back. We were supposed to leave at 9, but she's going to leave at 10 now. So I've got about 15 more minutes that I can hang out.
Okay, great. My favorite is going to be pistachio almond. They stock it at the grocery store that we shop out every other week. It's weird. Like 1 week they won't have any, and then the next week they'll have several.
So I have a question then.
Yes.
Because I was just in Japan last year, and they seem to have an obsession with a green tea based ice cream. Has anybody had some of that before?
No.
I've heard about that.
I have lived in Japan for 2 years, and yes, I have had it, and it is gross.
So do you speak any Japanese?
Hi, arigatou gozaimasu.
No, are you being serious? Because I don't know.
Yeah. Hi.
Yes, she does. Yes, thank you. So that's interesting. I didn't really have a chance to try it, despite the fact that it was like everywhere. But I just saw that they had probably 20 or 30 different flavors of this green tea ice cream. It's weird.
That's wild. I've never heard about that.
It is not good. I'm not a fan of it.
I'll say hello to OG Star Wars.
Yeah,
you check her out. She's actually going through. It's an interesting take on her channel. She's going through the life of Luke Skywalker, starting with movies and ending in the expanded universe and everything. It's been interesting.
Yep, she was one of the first people to comment on like a video that I did like when I first started my channel.
Oh, really?
And so recently she said that's what she wanted to start doing too, start talking about the EU, and she's doing great. It's really cool to see.
It is. Like, I always like to see different perspectives too, because that is just so fascinating to me. Because no one thinks the same when they read a comic book or a regular novel. People like and dislike different things about the expanded universe. That's why I think I've said this before. I think I shocked everyone when my first review was Dawn of the Jedi, and I said, yeah, it sucks. Because like, whoa, Matt, you are the expanded universe. You support it so much. Yeah. But I'll tell you when something sucks too.
What? Yeah. Matt Wilkins has opinions?
I'm telling you, it's so awful. But yeah. Now let me ask you this. Besides the expanded universe, let me ask you this. What other books do you read?
Okay. I followed the Warcraft universe pretty carefully for a while. The World of Warcraft universe.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right. Ryan, do you have anything else you read?
Like currently right now, no, but I mean, there was a lot of, I was really into the Harry Potter series, like right at the same time that I was getting into the expanded universe. So I really enjoyed those ones. There is, I forget what they're called. It's been so long since I've read them. but I think there's a couple new ones out. It's by let me look him up. It's like one of the James Rollins. It's by James Rollins, Sigma Force. It's these novels called Sigma Force. It's about this team that's like a secret black ops thing that are all made from. It's people who are in the military, but they're also like hyper intelligent and they have skills in like science and biology, and they all have like doctorates, and they're all just like geniuses, right? And they form this like super team together, and it's always some different like global threat. I really enjoy those, and I haven't read one in about a year, so I'm sure there's a couple new ones out. There's like 12 books or something.
Interesting.
Jonathan says his favorite ice cream is strawberry cheesecake. Wow, that's an interesting one. And then OG says she's reading Nora Robertson books, which are yoga eccentric books and mystery books. Mary, what do you read when you're not reading?
I read Harry Potter, of course, like over and over and over again, but I was really huge into Lord of the Rings. So I was really into that stuff. I read the Silmarillion and, of course, Hobbit and things like that. So
Matt despises all of that.
Whatever. I just finished Return of the King today, and my dad... Chris is going to be like, Matt, I thought you were going to read it. I wasn't, Chris, but when I saw that my dad picked up The Fall of Gondolin, which is Christopher Tolkien's re-release of some of his dad's previous unpublished stuff, I said, oh, Dad, when'd you get these? He went, oh, I just bought the little 3-pack and everything. I thought it was neat because, I don't know, he just bought it one day out of the blue. And I was like, okay, well, can I borrow that? Because I had the other two. And I liked the first one, Children of Húrin, and didn't like Beren and Luthien. I didn't like that one at all because it was a basic ripoff of the History of Middle-earth books. And so I'm interested to see what Fall of Gondolin will be like. Mary, have you read any of these? These are the newer ones by Christopher Tolkien. Is basically just rehashing whatever his dad, printed out, in notes. Tolkien had so many notes after he passed away about Middle-earth because that's what his whole life was about.
Yeah.
It was building this world. And so Christopher's been reprinting and re-releasing all this stuff. I mean, but right now, when I saw Beren and Luthien or whatever, I could tell it was just a rehash of everything else he's already republished. Mm-hmm. So he's running out of things to republish. For crying out loud, look out! Don't pull that. Pull that. Everything goes down, baby. That is the mind hive there. If you take that out, then everything goes down. That's the Wi-Fi there.
She just shot you a death there.
Shoot, I thought for a second there he had a ammo.
She said, "Oh, Daddy, I didn't know this is how I could get your attention."
I thought the baby was going down.
No, the baby. No, it's just my Wi-Fi. Just not that. Where's your little thing there? Here you go. Baby doll. Nothing better than a baby doll. Oh yes, get the baby doll. Oh yes, we love the baby doll. Okay, so this is what I do here. Let's see. But anyway, so yeah, I'll read The Fall of Gondolin and see what it is. But Christopher Tolkien, I mean, at this point, what's he got a re-release from his dad? The Grocery List from when he went to groceries back in 1976. There's nothing else left.
People would pay for that.
But people are buying Fall of Gondolin, even though it's I haven't read Fall of Gondolin, but I'm almost positive it's a straight reprint out of Book of Lost Tales 1 and 2. I am a big Tolkien fan. I have the History of Middle-earth books, and I pour over them. In fact, I'm thinking about rereading those too. But after Fall of Gondolin, I actually at the library. It should be in by now. I don't know what's taking so long, but Bob Iger's autobiography. I wanted to give it a read through. I know that Drunk 3PO read it, correct? Or he'd read portions of it.
I believe he read at least portions of it. I can't say as much.
Okay, I'd like to read the whole thing just to get an idea of what the man's like. So. I just want to hear about it. I've heard people talk about it, but I want to read the whole thing. So
you want to know who you're going to be voting for in 2024?
Yeah. We just had so last night in South Louisiana, Trump came, and the who would this be? My sister's brother-in-law, who's running for state representative or something, I think, or House or something. I can't remember. He went down to go see him. Well, he just kept telling everyone that he was an elected official and where do we sit? And he just kept getting closer and closer and closer. And got really up close with the Louisiana Little League team. If you know the Little League team that won the World Series was from Louisiana. And he got to sit with them and he got to go up on stage. And so my dad was watching the rally and said, "Is that Michael?" Because he came up with because they thought he was with the Little League kids. So he got to come up on stage, and it was really funny because we saw him today. I was like, how'd that happen? Like, I just kept telling people I was an elected official. They kept sitting me closer and closer to the stage.
Nice.
That's kind of scary, but that's how those fake interpreters get up on stage too, I guess, too. You act like you know where you're going. I remember when I got to speak at Dragon Con for the Expanded Universe, my first offered speech there. There's a big long line. I was like, I told my wife, I said, I can't wait till they stop me and go, wait, who are you? You can't come in here. You got to wait in line. I'm going to say, I'm one of the speakers. I walked in, sat behind the table, set up my stuff. No one said anything because they figured, well, he must be one of the speakers. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's really crazy. It's really crazy. So yeah. Whoa. We're excited, aren't we? There's nothing exciting than a baby doll, let me tell you.
So Dylan asked an interesting question. What
What's that?
everybody's most prized Star Wars possession is?
What's that?
What is
Oh, that's a great question. Mary, do you have a Stars? I'm sorry, what's your most prized possession, Star Wars wise?
My most
Could be anything.
possession, Star Wars.
Which what?
Hold on.
Okay. Oh, she's gonna go show us. Yes. Get this little doll. Hers is the little doll.
But it's not an Ewok, is it?
It will be. Wait, where's your Ewok? We need to get you a little Ewok.
Piper needs an Ewok, Matt.
I know. We need.
What we got? Oh, nice.
Signed Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill. Nice. I like that it's that picture too, because not many people would get that picture signed by Mark Hamill.
Yep.
That's a good one. I like it.
I had to go Empire. That's my movie right there. And yeah, that would be my most by far my most prized possession. Ow, my hair. But I actually received this in the mail about 2 days ago. This is Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber.
Nice.
I saw that. That was really cool. Everyone's got a. Well, mine is one of the old Hasbro ones. They're not anywhere near nice as y'all's.
Mine aren't charged. They're on the wall behind me.
Nice.
Oh, look at that. Everyone has a better lightsaber collection than I do. I used to collect all the little Hasbro plastic ones back in the day, and I just loved them. I still have the cardboard box. Most of them still work too. Back in the day, we used to have lightsaber fun battles for episode 1, 2, and 3 when they came out.
Yep.
I brought the box, and we'd all find a group of people. Well, look what you did. Yeah, you dropped it. That's what happens. Anyway, we'd all fight with lightsabers. Man, waiting. That's one of the things we can talk about, the experience of us watching 1, 2, and 3 movie experiences there. But anyway, those are good prized possessions. Ryan, do you have a prized possession, Star Wars prized possession?
I think so. I think that if I had to pick one thing in my Star Wars collection that I'm most proud of to own, it would definitely be the Clone Wars Season 1 Blu-ray set. Because I just love Dave Filoni so much. I think that he's the true successor to George Lucas. He's just, no, of course not, Clone Wars. I can't believe I spent my money on this at one point in time.
I was just waiting for it.
If I had to pick one thing...
See, she doesn't think it's that bad.
If I had to pick one thing, I think it would be this Book of Sith holocron thing.
Oh, yes, that's fun.
I don't know if it's my most prized, but I do think it's like the most cool thing.
It is fun.
We'll see if it still works.
Oh, wow, that is cool.
Out comes the Book of Sith.
That is so awesome. They had one of those for the Jedi, the Sith, and the Bounty Hunters, right?
Yep, I've got the Jedi Path one right back there. I have the Bounty Hunter book, but I don't have the container or whatever that it came with. And they did an Empire one too.
Yeah, the Imperial Handbook, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes back in.
That's a fun one. That is a fun one.
Oh man. It's going in. Look at that. I'll have to learn your secrets another day.
Okay, so Dylan had a good one. It was that autographed copy of Essential Reader's Companion. He got signed by Leland Chi and Pablo back in the day when he went to Celebration the first time. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
Anaheim last time he was there.
Okay, so Brian, what is your most prized possession?
It's a simple paperback copy of The Back to War for a couple of reasons. It's the first EU novel I've read, but I also have it signed by Stackpole, and it's also signed by the person it's dedicated to, Dennis Lawson.
Oh, very cool.
So it's kind of like my favorite thing I've got.
I would absolutely love to see I would love to have a Dennis Lawson autograph. I hear that if you send him an 8x10 with the self-addressed stamp, he will autograph it and send it back.
Very nice guy. Because I met him, was that Celebration? I can't remember if it was Orlando or Chicago that he was overseas here for the first time. But yeah, whichever one that was like one of the few times I left the Twin Sons booth was to go and run and get his autograph.
That's awesome. You know what? My most expensive one is also one. Whoa, hey, you can speak in a minute. Let Daddy pick his, then you can pick yours, okay? Mine is probably Yub Nub. You know, he was a Doritos exclusive thing you could get in back in the day, and he is worth a whole lot now.
Really?
So, yeah, I mean, when he's on eBay, how much was he going for at Celebration, Brian? They had a one Celebration.
What was that for? It was like 500, something ridiculous expensive. It was it kept going up in price every time we looked. I don't remember what it started at.
That's crazy.
That's a good question for Bill because he was supposed to buy it for you.
I have to apologize. I have to go. Heather's supposed to be here actually in just a couple.
No problem, Mary. Thank you for joining.
Hey, it was my pleasure. Thanks for thinking of me. That was awesome. I'm actually glad she was late. I'm tonight.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Have a great night, Mary.
I'm gonna
Bye,
go
Mary.
Karaoke. So bye, guys.
Nice.
Bye.
Bye, Mary.
Yeah, it was 800.
800. Yeah.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
No, well, money well spent. But Bill was too much of a cheapwad to give me
Like I said,
to give Yub Nub a brother.
It was ridiculous. Bill didn't buy it for you.
He left Yub Nub in change, and chains there. Just left him on the shelf. No one wanted him. I would have gone up there and said, "I'll give you 4." They'd have taken it. But last I saw it on eBay, it was going for 4. But that 800 could be what it is because those are very hard to find, I think. But that was really nice. And does everyone y'all know the origin of Yub Nub, right?
Might as well tell it because I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Well, the origin of the Yub is when I was helping Bruce move for the umpteenth billion time. And I was throwing stuff in storage, and a bunch of stuff fell on me. And I was like, "Doggone it!" And I caught it, and I caught Yub Nub. He fell onto me. He fell, and basically some kind of 80s rock ballad started playing, I think, you know. And I was like, "What is this?" You know, "If you turn me high enough," something like that. And I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "What is this?" He went. I said, "Is this an?" Because I looked at it, I was like, "Is this an Ewok?" He went, "Yeah." I went, "Where'd you get it?" He went, "I don't remember." I was like, "Can I?" I said, "Can I have it? This is my price for helping you move." He goes, "Okay." And so I have it. I don't care how much it costs, but the thing is, though, it's just really cool to have. And of course, it's been my co-pilot through Matt's Expanded Universe.
It always gets everybody a laugh. Everybody loves Yub Nub there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that would probably be my most prized possession there. That was a great question, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough one.
It is a tough one.
It is a tough one because there's a lot of books and stuff that I do cherish as well. There's autographs, like Brian just said. There's autographs that I just love getting.
I mean, the autographs are awesome, but it's on my first EU book, technically. So,
no, yeah, I know. I totally understand that because the first time I met Kevin Janderson, I was like, "Man, this is great." I defended you in the chat rooms for so long, you know. It's just great. So yeah, that's a really. Let me tell you this though, on your search for things to find, you know, that hard EU stuff, maybe that exclusive Science Fiction Book Club hardback, you know, that you couldn't get. Do you have something that you were so happy to get and add into your collection? While you're thinking about that, do you know what mine is?
I do not know what yours is. Dig.
This is the Dig issue 2. Very hard to find. Lost City of Tatooine short story.
Well, that's cool.
So it's the original copy. It's really hard, really rare to get one, and I was able to get one. I was really happy. I thought I gave up. I had you can find it electronically. You can find the short story online easy.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was content. Did you just chunk that baby doll? I was content to have it, just like that. But then someone said, "Hey, what you need?" I went, Dig 2. I didn't think he'd do it. He's like, send it. I was like, shut up. So he got one for me. Do not pull. What's with you girls and pulling these things here? Okay, hold on. Let me get your baby doll again. But that was mine. So what was yours?
I think that I don't know if I ever had anything quite like that, but I did one random time. I was just in a used bookstore and I was just wasting time because my wife was doing something else. And I was just looking through and I found a first edition of The Last Command.
Nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Which I'd never seen before. I'd never even seen it in a hardcover before. And so I found it and I bought it up. I've never even, read it. I've just kept it because I've got my paperback copy. But I thought it was a really cool thing just to happen upon.
Just real fast, since I just saw Bill jumped into the chat. Bill, I'm being told that if we fully fund the billboard tonight, you're actually going to drive and go get Matt the missing Ewok.
That is happening. If the billboard funds tonight, Bill gets me another Ewok. That is what happens. He's already agreed to it, and he wasn't even here. So that's what's happening.
I'd be a little worried, Bill. We have less than 50% to go now.
I know, and that's really awesome. And folks, I got to give another reminder. Don't forget to do the donate to twinsons.net. The billboard is over 50% funded. It wasn't. It was 48 when we started, right?
That's right.
So now it's actually going up. So be sure to do that. We just did one. Brian and I were talking earlier before these girls got all crazy on me about new billboard perks and stretch goals and stuff like that. And I said, you know what? We need to get together sometime and do a video on it. And I was thinking, wait a minute, you're right here. Do you just want to do it now? He's like, yeah, sure. And I was like, okay, let's do this. Because I was just so excited, and it's almost to the halfway point. A halfway point. I'm trying to get it done in 1 month because I'm trying to beat our last year we got done in 2 months, which is the same goal here.
Right.
I was like, no, I want to do it in 1 month. And so we're almost at the 2 week spot here. And I'm like, let's do this. Let's do that. And so we got online, talked about a bunch of things. I had it all written down, but you may want to go back and look at that after this. We talked about real quick. We talked about the new $15 raffle where you're going to get a chance to win cool merch, like a Space Trooper, Dirge. He's got it. There it is. There's a Dirge.
Let's see. You got a Kyle Katarn there.
Nice.
There's Kyle Katarn. Yeah, great one. And those are that's hard to find.
You got the
Dark Troopers.
This actually came in today. There's still 2 more of these coming, but it's the Royal Guard from the 3.5 inch. It's got some Crimson Empire gear in there. And then we have some Shannon Prince.
Yeah, Shannon McMantle,
cool.
the model for Mara Jade, who's a big supporter of Twin Sons. She donated a bunch of she always donates autographs to us, and she's very kind. And like I said on the last little live stream, she actually posted in May saying, "Hey guys," posted a picture of the billboard and going, "Hey guys, is it time for another one?" And we're like, "Shh,
jump in the gun, jump in the gun." No, we were excited to have those. Those figures are all pretty cool finds. But you'd asked earlier, Matt, that one item that we were looking for. And growing up, I never got the Return of the Jedi Luke action figure. I think it was a Kenner one. I finally found one about 10 years ago, still in its package, and I was like, sold. So that's
good for you.
That's probably mine. I don't have many action figures, but that one I went out of my way for.
That's funny. Ryan, during the hunt for the expanded universe stuff, was there something that you came across? You're like, yes, I got this.
Yeah, the Heir to the Empire.
Yeah, I was gonna say I explained.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. I forgot we said that one. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you're used to having 3 other people here.
Yeah. Actually, Vic Rules, we thought about putting her in an Ewok. I thought about putting both in Ewoks. I think Amelia was talking about she's still searching the internet for children Ewok costumes from our little girls.
Yep.
But she can't find them. But yes.
What do
you think of Yubnub? Have you've seen him, but she doesn't really know what he is yet. So I wonder what we do. Their first interaction with Yubnub, get that on camera. But yeah, make sure to donate. Lots of good stuff. We also said there's a $25 perk now that Gordon
announced that one during Callum's. I wouldn't say it's a live. Well, it was a live stream, but it was recording. Anyway, he announced it during the recording, and basically what it is a return of one of the original perks that we did for the first board, which is we are offering you guys the ability to have your own individual message on. It wouldn't be on the Twin Suns website; it would be on another website associated with us. For $25, you basically get a full page to yourself, and
that's really nice.
Text, images, obviously whatever we do there, we have to approve it first before we put it up there. But yeah, your own way to say your own message to Lucasfilm.
Yeah, and we'll even I'll even print some limited run T-shirts of the channel that I'm not making money on. Someone asked a long time ago, can you do T-shirts and just donate the profits to Twin Suns? I was like, yeah, that sounds great. But then we realized a $10 donation would be worth more than what we get off that T-shirt. So I'm willing to make the T-shirts at meaning you'll just pay at cost and shipping, and that's it. And we'll do that, and it'll say something in eccentric to Matt's Expanded Universe, something like that. We're also going to put 2019 Billboard Project, and they're optional. They'll be optional to get, but there won't be any cost on there, so they'll be pretty cheap. But yeah, so that's that. Then that's a goal till if it funds till the end of the month. Mm-hmm. Because again, I'm trying to do this in 30 days, not 60. That's just me. And then we talked, and that was it. Yeah. So those are the extra things going on. Also, Ryan is going to do a review shirtless for the ladies. One of his reviews. That was another one that we said without his approval, but.
I mean, you know what? If it's past Twin Suns, they've approved it and everything, then yeah, sure, why not? We'll do it.
I'll have to talk to the others about that one. I mean, hey, the calendar might actually become a thing. So
speaking of that, Mary let me know that she had donated, left a comment on the website, Brian, to make sure that she's expecting a calendar at some point.
Noted.
So, you know what? Someone did say on the last stream, I think that because we looked at it later. Someone did say that Lethal. What did Lethal that said? I'm looking for that Callum calendar.
Yeah,
the calendar. Hey, you know what? If it gets funded by the end of October, I'm gonna force Callum to at least take pictures. And you can make your own little calendar. That would be awesome. But besides Mary, who's gonna buy it?
I don't know. I mean,
well, Lethal will buy it. Lethal said he'd buy it.
So
Callum says it's a $400 perk.
Yeah. But I don't. I mean, I would like to. I just don't know what people would want me to do, because I have been thinking about that. Because I would like to, and I've been talking about it. God, last night, I know Brian, you were in chat for a while. I couldn't believe how many people we got watching really randomly some like super late night live stream. But yeah, we pimped it there and got it out to more people. So. Yeah, it's doing great. It's had a lot of great movement today, which is awesome. I think yesterday it was sitting around 22 or 2,300, I think maybe. And
it's gone up a lot today.
Yeah, which is awesome. And people probably got paid and everything. So
yeah, and people are still getting paid on the 15th. That's a lot of people get paid on 15th and 30th a month. I do. So.
Well, I can tell you since we hit the 50%, I got to talk to the team about stretch goals because that's what we were thinking. If we hit 50% before 2 weeks was up, we'd talk stretch goals.
It's funny. We were talking about this just an hour ago. No, 2 hours ago, Brian. That's kind of crazy. But that is just great. So, good for all of you Expanded Universe fans, because like I said, this is and I'll just kind of repeat what I said in that last little live stream, that this is a chance to, it's like an Uber chat. I know the YouTube has super chats where you get your little donation up there. It stays up there for 5 minutes. People give you a little, notoriety there. But this one, you donate, you're going to get your name up on a billboard. It's an Uber chat that everyone at Lucasfilm, or just about everyone, will read. They will see it.
That's right.
Kathleen Kennedy may even see this. It's in her front yard. I don't know how she can ignore it. But the thing is, though, you get a message that Lucasfilm people will read. So that's just, that alone, that is the biggest perk of them all. That's the real reward there. But then, of course, like I said, in my thing, it only took 143 people to make a donation to the Surge billboard, which was put in front of the headquarters of Coca-Cola.
Right.
And this had just happened right before our first billboard drive, and I'd mentioned it. That's how I mentioned about the billboard, because of 143 people, Coca-Cola saw that billboard and said, wow, you fans care so much that you got that billboard that they brought Surge back. And so you can now drink Surge because of 143 people. See, it's not the number of people, it's the billboard, the message of the billboard itself. And you know what? There's 143 proud people who walk around, and when they see a Surge, go, I did that.
I used to pound Surges a couple of years ago because they were at one random gas station where I lived in Virginia. And I don't even think I liked them that much. It was just because I couldn't have them. You know what I mean? So I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, Surge. So there was a 2-month period where I had so much of it.
Crystal Pepsi was another one. That's true too. But that's another one. See, those things when fans put those billboards up, and I gave a lot of examples of billboards that were funded with some of these were funded with just 26 people. And we're talking like $3,800 here, so it because it's such a low cost, the billboards are low cost. You're not going to have that many donors because it doesn't take that many donors to fund it. That's why when Brian said, well, heck, we'll go for 2 because it's not that much. It isn't.
We were kind of back towards that, but I saw it wasn't that much more expensive than what the first one was. I'm like, why wouldn't we then?
Why wouldn't? Yeah, sure. Why wouldn't we? And so it's with your help, and you're basically sending and that's worth sending a message to Lucasfilm. I can't tell you how proud I felt and how everyone felt seeing that billboard up. And by the way, that last billboard got tons of news coverage. This one will too.
Yep.
Well, just think about, I don't know if you guys saw, because I don't know how close you follow, how close you follow DC Universe and things like that. But there was just during New York Comic-Con, a billboard that went up for 12 hours. Just for 12 hours, they rented it out in Times Square for Release the Snyder Cut.
Well, that was cheap.
Yeah, it was not cheap. And it got tons of press coverage, and, Zack Snyder saw it and he was there and everything. And it was really cool. So regardless of how you feel about that, right? Those kind of things do get a lot of attention.
Yeah, I hadn't heard about that prior to your live stream last night. That's interesting. Very interesting that a lot of fans think that way, and apparently it works.
Yeah, and I think just showing them that there's still so many people out there, and I think that the numbers are growing in the community from what I've seen anyway.
I think that's generally correct from what I've seen.
And so that's the other thing is that billboards are very effective, and especially in this digital age and stuff where radio, most people listen to streaming now, and they plug it in, they plug in their phone, they get to listen to whatever they want to listen to without commercials. Even if they did listen to the radio, when a commercial came on, it changed the channel to the other station, And then same thing with TV now. Not good to get commercials in the area because that again doesn't really get your message across because they'll change channels, or DVR, which I DVR everything. I never watch anything live anymore.
Yeah,
so,
I barely watch. The only thing I watch on TV, I think now, is live sports.
Well, yeah, live sports would be the one thing for me too. I do apologize. I do read that. I do watch that.
Yeah, I got the ALCS on right now here.
Yeah, I would watch that, but I'm afraid I would watch a Yankees win, and I can't. My soul can't do that. So, yeah,
well, I mean they're up 3-0 with the bases loaded.
I don't want to hear it. I can't stand the Yankees. That's it. And I don't really care about the Astros. I mean, I guess that's the team I want to win it all because I don't like any of the teams. But if it came down to the 4 of those, it's got to be the Astros. But if the Yankees win, then it's going to be worse because I got to cheer for the Nationals or the Cardinals, which I don't like either. But it's funny because the teams that I like, since we're talking baseball just a minute here and boring the heck out of everyone, but I really
there's only 6 people in chat now. Oh.
The Twins and the Rays were 2 scrappy teams I was cheering for, but they never had a chance. Neither team had a chance. And the Braves, which should have been playing like, bonkers, they got schooled, man. They got schooled by the Cardinals. And so, yeah.
I mean, they let that get out of hand too. That game 5 was crazy. The Braves
heartbreaking.
Like young team. They just got so rattled and couldn't get it back.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. But yeah, see, Brian's already bored. That's why we should have had Dylan on. Dylan would have just jumped into that baseball. Hey, now hold on. You have been to a Diamondbacks game before, haven't you, Brian?
Oh, several times.
Yeah, those are fun, man.
I just saw that we weren't in the playoffs anymore, so I stopped paying attention.
Yeah, yeah. I understand that. Didn't y'all get the 1 game playoff though?
I don't.
No, you didn't. Never mind.
We did. We were.
It was only last week. But the thing is though, going to if you don't even like baseball, let me just tell you this, folks. Going to a live game is leagues better than watching it on TV.
It is so much different.
Even if you're not a fan of the team you're going to see, like let's say someone was going to go see the Padres and they're a Cubs fan, they would still have a fun time going to a Padres game live.
That is true. They might even buy season tickets.
They might.
So much.
Relic. They're trying to dress her up like an Ewok. They just can't find the costume.
Hey, Relic's here. Relic, yeah, this is my daughter. This is one of them. This is Piper. Hold on, let me turn. Baby, you have something. Here, say hello to Relic. Say hello. Say, I'm a little girl. You missed Meridian, Relic. She was on earlier. So, yeah, these are my little girls. And they're getting tired and they're getting kind of cranky. Oh my. This is weird. Well, no, they'll be out in a little bit, but yeah. So this is Nightcap. I don't care about this. This is just fun. This is just fun stuff here. But yeah.
It was interesting. I actually got to just kind of this little bit of a sidetrack. I actually got to be in the stadium where the Diamondbacks play. Used to be called Bank One Ballpark. It's Chase Field now.
Chase Field, yeah.
Yeah. Something Matt might know a thing or two about. But,
I might be able to grab some free tickets every once in a while too.
I was lucky. I actually got to tour the facility before it was actually ever technically open, and was down on the field too, helping with some architectural drawing work there. It was something I was doing at the time. So it was kind of fun. Definitely fun. There's a lot to that place you never see. Also, I don't like heights, so being up at the rafters was not fun.
Quantum has a great question. So, Matt, when your girls are old enough, what order will you show them in Star Wars? That's a great question. I kind of think I'd show them 4, 5, and 6 first, only because 1, 2, and 3 are a little bit more current. And I don't know if showing them all in order is the right way to go. But you know what? Ryan has kids this age. Ryan, what did you show them in what order? So Ryan showed them 7 and 8 first.
Well, yeah, those are my 2 favorites, and then all the Clone Wars, and Rebels, and Resistance.
There you go.
So I tried showing them the original trilogy, and they didn't really have much interest. Like initially, it was just a little too dated, when my son had just turned 6 is when I did it. So I kind of just put him away and waited a little while, and then I threw in episode 1 a couple weeks ago, and he was absolutely enraptured by the movie, and he loved it. And so then we watched Attack of the Clones, and then we watched Revenge of the Sith. And by the end of Revenge of the Sith, it may have been a little too much for him. Despite what Freddie Prinze Jr. says, that Star Wars is made for children. Despite what Freddie Prinze Jr. says, my son, after watching Anakin turn to the dark side and slaughter children, and watching his best friend that he had understood the relationship between them, and they fight, and watching Obi-Wan, dismember him and him burn while he's screaming, "I hate you." He was crying. He was in tears because it meant a lot to him, and he was scared. So we're going to take a little bit of a break, and then we'll get back into the original trilogy.
Now, someone's talking about, I can't remember what cut they call this, the order. They watch it 4 or 5. Is that the machete order? That's it. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, and 6. How do y'all feel about that? It's called the machete order because after you find out that the big reveal is that Luke is Darth Vader's father, now you get the behind the scenes of what all happened to Anakin to make him turn to Darth Vader, and then in 6 you get his redemption story. So I get the whole why you would watch in that order, but I would not, because like Ryan said, there's a big difference in the quality of those films from the prequels to the originals. And I hope if they saw the prequels first and then they saw the originals without CGI, they'd be like, what's a bunch of Muppets doing on the stage? And I'd be like, come on.
I think Benzo's bringing up a good point because a lot of people are missing the whole 2003 Clone Wars in the middle of all of that because it needs to be there. I don't know. The machete order, I can see why. I don't think I would do it that way, though. I don't think I would do it that way for a first-time viewer.
I do kind of understand it because...
Oh, no, I totally understand it.
Because it's like you see that reveal... And if you were to go and find out that it ends that way and it's a happy ending, for lack of a better word, happy, because, your heroes win, the Empire is on the run, defeated. Then once you go back and watch 1, 2, and 3, you're just like watching part of the story. But if you see that happens when it's a pretty hopeless situation, and then you go back and see how all this happened, all that build up for Return of the Jedi, I kind of am intrigued by that.
It's funny because you could put no, not Dave Filoni. Hold on. Goodness gracious. Genndy Tartakovsky's Clone Wars in between 2 and 3 and have a perfect bridge between those two movies.
That's how I watch it.
It really does do it well. I mean, I said that in my my review of Genndy Tartakovsky's. And now Genndy Tartakovsky is doing the Hotel Transylvania trilogy.
Really? Huh, I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
he directed those. I was like, eee.
Quantum asked me if I showed my son the 2003 Clone Wars, and I said I did, but unfortunately he I think he likes Filoni's better, so I'll have to disown him. So then Quantum said that poor child, he needs to read some EU. And I agree, but he's only 6, so he'll get there.
Yeah, that's right. And that's the other thing. Where would I start with the EU? Well, I have to start, folks, not in any chronological order, but in children book order, like Fuzzy as an Ewok, Shiny as a Droid, some of the little kitty Ewok books. I'd start them off on grade level stuff. The smaller, like even young adult children's books I'd read, like Jude Watson stuff would come before Timothy Zahn stuff. I think yeah, baby, I'm talking about you.
Why do I get the feeling that you're going to have your twins doing an EU review as best they know how in the future?
Oh, that would be awesome. That'd be awesome. If Dylan's still here, he's going to be like, yeah, they'll be old enough. Whatever, Dylan. I hate you, Dylan. Anyway, but yeah, I think that's how the order I would read it to my kids is like children's books first. And then as they got older, we'd read young adult books. And then, some of the comics too, because, as they're in their 10s, 9s, 10s, they get it. And I even think kids would even get, don't you chunk that doll. I think twins would, the girls, when they get older, they'd even get some of the novels too. Because my brother reads, and his kids are range from 15 to 6 or 4 or something. And he'll read, he's reading Lord of the Rings to them. They're on Return of the King right now, and they're loving it. And it's funny because I'm reading it too. I'm saying, where were y'all? What chapter are y'all on and everything? We're talking about it.
Just got to hope they're interested in it.
That's the thing. And the other thing is, what happens if they're not interested? Well, okay, that's their decision. If they say, Daddy, I want to read Rainbow Bright. Okay, go for it. Go for it, Daddy. I'll read your Rainbow Bright. They don't have to like what I like because my dad graduated from Alabama. I'm an Auburn fan because my mom's Auburn. My dad is a huge Braves fan. I'm a Mets fan. Why? Because we lived in Mississippi back in the day, and the Jackson Mets, their AA team, played there. And so I got to see a lot of baseball greats go through there and play in the minors, then go up to and play for the Mets. And even when people got hurt, they'd come down, like Gary Carter, Hall of Famer Gary Carter came down and played for a few weeks. Dad goes, we're going to go see Gary Carter.
That's
I was
cool.
like, yeah, awesome. So, yeah, we got to see a bunch of, Mookie Wilson, too, when he got hurt in the preseason, came down and played in Jackson for a little while. And so I got to see all these people, and I was like, yeah, this is great. See what? Oh, okay. Well, I got her.
No, but I'll put her to bed.
Oh.
Put her to bed.
Okay.
I still gotta take a shower.
Okay. You want mama? Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Anyway, where was I? I'm sorry.
Somebody was asking if you would include the Ewok cartoons when you're showing.
Definitely.
I'm shocked. Everybody else shocked?
No question. No question. In fact, that's a very good one too. Do the Ewok cartoons and Droids cartoons first while they're children, and they'll still enjoy those. I remember I loved them so much, and watching them again, I love them, but for a different reason. A different reason I like them, because it was just like, well, good nostalgia, but the cartoon is very kiddie, especially in the second season, which I'm shocked it got a second season, because I don't think the ratings were that well. Star Wars was dying back then. Kids were moving on. And when you think of great 80s cartoons, you don't think about Ewoks or Droids. No one names those. And but Droids has a lot of stuff that the prequels picked up on. Now, one of the things that Rich Hanley, when we wrote, when everyone wrote the book, A More Civilized Age from Sequart, he was debating doing something about what was taken from, the expanded universe that was put into the prequels. And it's kind of backwards in a way, backwards engineering, because basically these cartoons, especially Droids, got their doors, got Lucasfilm's doors opened up, saw all of George Lucas's, ideas, and that's where you got the spinning wheel that Grievous drives in Episode 3. That's in Droids. Very similar devices in Droids. And you're like, you got that from Droids? Yeah, but they got it because George Lucas came up with the idea, but never used it in the original trilogy. And then like the Moons of Bogdan. And, of course, that's really where Count Dooku is. But Bogdan is in Droids. And so Droids took a lot of stuff. That's why there's a lot of notes or a lot of, same beats from there to the expanded universe, and also from the expanded universe to the movies, And in the prequels, of course, you got Coruscant, which was named by Timothy Zahn. You have the double-bladed lightsaber, which was invented by Kevin J. Anderson in Tales of the Jedi.
Yep.
And so there's a lot of ideas, and George was reading the first couple of books. We know that because the authors got letters from George saying, hey, great book, really enjoyed it. So is he just saying that, or did he actually read it? Well, double-bladed lightsaber showed up and stuff like that. And Kevin J. Anderson says that. He's like, he probably did read it or saw the concept, said that's awesome. And, they can use, they're flattered when George wants to use stuff, so there's a few things like that. And of course, he was a big fan of the comic books, always read the comic books. That's why General Voss is mentioned in Episode 3, and Aya Sakura gets a cameo because he really loved that character, because he really liked John Ostrander's series back then. So there's a lot of love for the expanded universe, especially in the prequels. Go ahead.
I need to hunt down that Droids cartoon because I can't say I've seen all of it before. I'm thinking about it, and I certainly can't remember much of it.
It's got the most 80s-esque intro ever.
That's fine.
It's got the 80s, kind of feel-good rock. I can't remember what, flying high through the danger zone, no, as it we're together again, or something like that. I can't remember what it's, but it's just it's a cheesy little 80s riff, rock song, and it's so much fun. But it's fun because of the references that you would later see in the prequels, and just pod racing. It wasn't called pod racing, but it's speed racing or something similar to pod racing. So
was it like swoops or
something like that? Yeah, speeder bikes or something like that. But it was, but they look like swoops.
Yeah, I love the swoop racing in the KOTOR games. That was so fun.
Mm-hmm. And one of the you talk about video games that I did enjoy and it was everywhere, super cheap, was the Pod Racer games. Oh, yeah. If y'all remember that Star Wars Pod Racer, it came out Episode 1. It was junk. You could buy it used for $1. I remember back in the day.
On N64.
But I enjoyed it. I had fun playing the with the Pod Racer, even though it wasn't my favorite game. X-Wing Rogue Squadron by N64 was the best in my opinion. I hated 2. I think I've said that before, but X-Wing Rogue Squadron, the first one, was great. Where you could unlock, could play Dark Empire. The level Dark Empire, take on the World Devastators,
was a bonus
in a V-wing. And when I saw that, I went, "What?" I mean, the side of my brain, I was like, "What is
World
this?"
Guys, they had and
it was great.
TIE fighters in there. That was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, all the cool unlocks, the Millennium Falcon. You could
Of
do
course.
the ATST level.
I think so. Yeah, I do recall that.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think you like I think you typed in like Chicken Walker or something was the code for that, and then the code for the Millennium Falcon was Dead Dak.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
it's
that's
been
harsh.
so long since I played those.
I didn't know they made a Rogue Squadron 3, Son of Luke. Did they really? I got out. I was out by video games. Was anything good? The reason 2 sucked is one of the things you could do is you could control, in some of the levels you had 2 X-Wing accompaniments with your Millennium Falcon wherever you were. And you could order them to shoot and they'd assist you, but it was very low. There was one level, I can't remember what it was. I remember I was up in the sky. I couldn't find any of the TIE fighters. I was just flying around the sky and I was like, where are they? And then one would zoom by and I'd go, where'd he go? Where'd he go? And I couldn't find it. I took so long that my 2, the AI players, they destroyed all the TIE fighters and I beat the level without firing at a single TIE fighter. And I was like, this is stupid. And I stopped playing.
What I didn't like about that game is that I was so bad at it. My teammates did everything else. That's what I heard.
No, seriously, I passed the level without doing anything. I was like, what?
That is pretty sad. I didn't
That's
realize
pathetic.
you could beat levels without doing anything, really.
It's pathetic. And I loved once.
They put my favorite starfighter in there. The B-Wing.
Oh, that was in 2, wasn't it?
Yep.
But you didn't have choices this time around in 2, did you? You had to fly whatever they gave you. Where in 1 you had choices.
I think you could switch it up after you beat the level.
Oh, okay. I never. After that level, I was like, forget this, man. That was so stupid.
The third one, I remember they're having like on foot portions, like where you were playing as either Luke or Wedge on foot.
Oh, wow.
Was that in 2 or 3?
Is it on 2 or 3? I want to say it was 3, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, so I remember that. That's what I was going to ask. So for that one, it's actually really interesting. Wedge goes to Geonosis and ends up crash landing. And and you actually went out and did some shooting, like some old like battle droids or something that were there, and you find Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter.
It was cool.
That was abandoned there. Back in episode 2.
Wow.
And Wedge ends up getting that and firing it up and escaping.
That was probably one of my favorite moments from that game. Which one it was, 2 or 3? I can't remember.
Someone needs to do that. That's something. Video game reviews. That is one of my biggest weak spots within the expanded universe because I rarely play the video games, and there's so much like that's in there. Those are just interesting tidbits of knowledge that I never knew. Now, tell me, where did Rogue Squadron 3 come out? What platform did it come out on?
I think I played it on GameCube.
Yeah.
Okay.
GameCube.
Oh, it was a GameCube game too.
So
okay.
Probably GameCube and PlayStation 2 and probably original Xbox.
Which is why I think
I probably saw it, but just disregarded it because I hated 2 so much. But what was it? How was 3? How did 3 hold it? Was it better than 2? Not as good.
I don't really remember too much about 2. I'm sure I played it, but I don't really remember it.
Do you remember 3 though?
Yeah, I remember it vividly because of those scenes on foot.
Yeah, it was very different.
Yeah.
Oh, Rogue Squadron 3 Rebel Strike is what Relic says. Relic, did you like it?
I'm just thinking there's a chance that all 3 of those might end up on the Switch and PS4 soon.
Based on what Aspire said, yeah.
Because Jedi Outcast re-release apparently did really well.
It was so when I did a video about it and I was just kind of like looking into it. And when I was looking at the Switch, it basically tracks all the best selling stuff from the past 2 weeks, I believe. And right now it's at like 10 or something.
It's still crazy. Because I know that system lately, and if it's top 10, that's crazy.
But it was 5 at one point. On October 1st, someone took a picture of the top one and posted it to Twitter. It had nothing to do with Jedi Outcast, but I saw the corner of the Jedi Outcast logo at number 5.
Yeah.
So I thought that was incredible.
8080Q says 3 was basically a remake of 2.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Aside from those on foot, because I remember one of the first missions is you're evacuating Yavin after the Death Star battle, and the Empire is storming in. And I remember one of those on foot thing. I think you were either Luke or Wedge during that part.
I'll be honest, I enjoyed the Super Nintendo trilogy, Star Wars, Empire, and Jedi. I played the heck out of those.
Oh my gosh, that I was so young when I played those, so I was not any good.
I was
And that first
Level on New Hope.
the first I don't know which one it is, but is that the one where you're on the Jawa crawler? Or the sand crawler?
Yeah. That's the second level when you're in the Jawa crawler. That's a hard one.
That is, I could not do it. I couldn't get past it, so I went back to playing something stupid.
We beat all three of those, and I just love them. Now they kind of go off from the movies, to have these wonderful adventures, but they were a lot of fun. I have them on my Super Nintendo Mini. A guy, of course, jailbroke it and put a bunch of that stuff on there, and I played it. But I'll be honest, I was right there with you, Ryan. I had a hard time beating the first level. I was like, oh my gosh. And now I've shelved them. I need to go find where I put those up. Ooh. But I think I know where they are. But yeah, those are fun for me. I enjoyed those. Masters of the Terrace Key, I remember it was basically the Street Fighter version of yeah. It was the Street Fighter version of for Star Wars, but it also had some history, Arden Lin and stuff, which was a very interesting character. And I studied about that too. And then what else did I have? Star Wars related. I played video games, but I didn't play many and it's weird because I was reading Expanded Universe, by the Gobs, but for some reason the video games did not appeal to me, and they appealed to everyone else.
I think it was Star Wars Demolitions, which had no story really at all that I can remember. Was another one I played on PlayStation or PlayStation 2. Can't remember. But it was what's the game that you go around in vehicles and you're just destroying other vehicles?
That's Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal is
basically. I played the heck out of those. I love those games.
It was a Star Wars version of Twisted Metal, basically.
Do you know what? Brian, I'm going to ask you this. What was the best Twisted Metal version?
Good question. I
Come
couldn't
on.
tell you.
Which one did you play?
I probably only played the first two.
Okay, 2 was the best.
Was it 2?
Yeah. 3 was okay. It looked really pretty, and it had the Rob Zombie music, but that's really all it had going for it.
I think it was 2 that I liked most.
And then 4, and then Black.
See, I didn't play that many of them.
I played 4 and Black, and then I was done because, 2 is just the best. 1 is fun just because the old memories I have with it, but 2 was just so much fun. It's such a weird story. They tried to make a storyline out of it too, which was kind of weird. Because these cars are living. They're not Transformers because they're just cars, but they're living cars. And you fight with them. And that the Twisted Metal, thing was pretty cool. But like I said, 3 was okay. The graphics were good. The music was good, but it was just okay. And then 4, I think they made 4 in Black. If they made any more, I stopped. And then 4, I thought was the same as 3, basically, and graphics-wise. Didn't give us anything new. And then Black, I was like, you know what? I think I'm done. With Twisted Metal. So I really followed Twisted Metal for the longest time.
I was going to say, you definitely followed it longer than I did.
Yeah. But
I probably played the first 2.
Those were some great games, man, back in the day. Day.
I think it was OG Star Wars I saw on Twitter the other day talking about how Star Wars had the Guinness Book of World Record for the most video games released under a single franchise, for lack of a better term.
I believe it.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find that, actually. I found that really interesting. I didn't think about that, but definitely makes complete sense.
The first one I remember playing was actually the TIE Fighter computer simulation. Love that game.
Oh, my gosh. Those are incredible.
And then Rebel Assault 2 was another one I played, and I got stuck at the beginning of that game. Eventually went back. That's the one where they introduced the TIE Phantom fighters. The ones that could cloak. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah, the TIE Defenders, the TIE Advance, it's such cool.
TIE Fighter, yeah.
There's such cool ones in that.
Well,
I really love that one.
You were Vader's wingman in the TIE Defenders going to save the Emperor because he was going to be ambushed somewhere. It was really cool.
Wow. I mean, a buddy of mine gave me Force Unleashed back in the day to play, and I played it a little bit. And I get why everyone loved it, but at that point, I was already 1 foot out the door from. If everyone doesn't know, what got me out of video games was my Xbox died. Someone left it. My sister-in-law came over and kind of left it overnight, and it it played all day long and no one was looking at it. And then it had the red ring of death. I was like, oh no. And I didn't get one till like Christmas. But during that time, someone brought over the Zombies board game. And I was like, shut up. This is great. And that's what got me back into board games. And when I got my Xbox in, it's the most expensive DVD player I own now because it basically just plays DVDs. The only games I got were the Batman Arkham ones. And I really did enjoy the Batman Arkham games. I played Arkham. The only one I haven't played, what was the last one? Arkham Knight? Was it the last one that came out for the new Xbox?
I
That's
think
an area I don't
one
know.
was actually Arkham Origins. That's like a prequel. But yeah, Arkham Knight was the last, like that kind of what everyone thought was a trilogy, basically. Yeah. Arkham Knight it got too heavily involved in the Batmobile, I think. It just turned into like a Batmobile game. And
A buddy of mine said the Batmobile. Yeah, he said he had a problem with the Batmobile being in it. He liked the idea at first, but he said as he played it, he's like, no, probably shouldn't put this in there.
Now there were some awesome things, like you could call the Batmobile, like as you were like descending somewhere, it could like pull up, you could hop right in it, and also you could just eject from it at any point in time and get out into the open and start swinging around or flying, which was so cool. But it was too central. To everything you had to do. But Arkham, Arkham Asylum and Arkham City were absolutely incredible.
They were.
The storyline in Arkham Knight is awesome.
And the story is great, but I love both of those. I like Arkham City better, but Arkham Asylum I would play in a heartbeat because it's self-contained, it's smaller, but it's great. It's a great one to play. Someone said Arkham Origins is underrated. Quantum, I agree with that, but the only reason I cannot play that through, that's the only one I've never played through a second time or a third time before, because of those stupid glitches that I can't remember. It wasn't Rocksteady that did that one. It was some other company. They had glitches in it. They knew it and they never fixed it. And it ticked me off. It was during the Firefly. You're fighting Firefly, and it would glitch so bad you would have to turn off your Xbox and turn it back on again. I mean, that's how bad it was. And they knew it was bad and they wouldn't fix it. And I was like, come on, guys, you need to put a patch on this. And they never did. And because of that, if it wasn't for that, I would agree. Arkham Origins is it has a good story. It had a big shoes to fill because it wasn't Rocksteady. They did a great job. I like the detective part of it. You had to go into the detective thing and kind of figure out what happened. That was cool. And the voices were good, even though it wasn't Mark Hamill, and everything. You're like, okay, so everything about that I enjoyed. But the thing was, with those glitches in the Firefly scene, well, anything dealing with the Firefly level was horrible. And I mean, to the point of having to reset 3 times to get through the stupid adventure, not because you were stuck, just because it would just freeze at one part. And I was like, or it would glitch really bad when you're fighting Firefly. It would made that really hard.
That's not playable.
And if it wasn't so sloppy, I'd say that was just as good. But I can't defend it. WB Montreal, they said did. Yeah, that's right, they did. That was the problem. It was done by Canadians. No, I'm kidding. They just didn't fix it. They just didn't fix it. Is what I'm saying.
There's a good question in chat. What do you consider to be Expanded Universe Luke's biggest failure in his post-Return of the Jedi story?
That's simple. That's simple.
Are you going to say New Jedi Order?
His biggest mistake?
Like as far as his actions during the New Jedi Order or his lack of action?
Yeah. There's a lot of things you can blame. I mean, there's a lot of big ones. The Vong is a big one. Not dealing with Jason earlier and Legacy of the Force is another one. And kind of stepping away from the Galactic Senate to go after the lost Sith and Fate of the Jedi too. Or leaving the Jedi alone. Because obviously without Luke, there was not order. And Luke misjudged how the Jedi Order would run without him. He should have been more involved in everything. Their relationship with the Senate shouldn't have been as strained. With the government shouldn't have been as strained. And the the hierarchy in the Jedi Order should have been more firmly established.
I thought it was interesting. Like, I think it's in, I don't remember if it's in New Jedi Order or not, but there's a point at which Luke goes into a meeting with all the masters, basically saying that he's just going to take everything over and be the top dog from now on, and everyone else is just going to basically listen to him. And he expects them to give him like pushback, and they don't. And he eventually just, I guess that's just what I have to do then. Like if they're not going to stand up and say anything.
No, I'd say those are good ones. I debated briefly his fall to the dark side, maybe in Dark Empire, but I don't know that was really necessarily a terrible thing on the stage of these other things, like the same level. Just because of how, just the Vong War alone, that's just crazy.
Everyone's telling me that part I was talking about is in the Dark Nest.
Swarm War.
Right.
And Swarm War.
Well, you could point out a lot of mistakes, and that's the thing when I hear people say, well, Luke was just an overpowered character. Well, yeah, he was very strong in the Force, but it's the man's own conviction and his hesitation to do things, meaning that he was so afraid he'd fall to the dark side that he actually took a step backwards on stances he should have been more firm on. This is another reason I like Kip Duran, because Kip Duran calls him out on exactly that early in New Jedi Order.
He said that you're so scared. Basically, you're so scared of going dark that you'll let the entire galaxy burn.
And I was like reading it going, yes, Kip Duran for the head of Jedi Council. Yes, I agree. I concur. Because of course, I just see Kip Duran so much. Like if a regular person was going to be a Jedi, I think they'd be Kip Duran. I think we'd say, oh, I'd walk the good path. No, you'd get angry, just like a lot of us do, and you'd blow off some steam or do something here. And so he was relatively good, but he did some, as a Jedi goes, he kind of walked the line a little bit. He's kind of a more angrier version of Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon quietly disobeyed the order, and Kip disobeyed it, but it was like this.
Yeah,
Qui-Gon was a little bit more subtle when he disobeyed. Qui-Gon said, you guys do your thing. I'm going to do my thing. And Kip was more like, what you going to do about it, huh? I'm doing this. But of course, Kip had some invested interest too, if you remember from the very beginning of New Jedi Order. Which, when I read that, I was like, "Oh, don't die!
I'm not sure we can agree with Quantum Kakarado here on his
biggest mistake.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because I think if he did, he'd probably not be around to regret it.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
His biggest mistake was hooking up with Mara Jade, or was not hooking up with Mara Jade earlier. I'm pretty sure she would have killed him.
Yeah, but I agree with Quantum's real one. The biggest flaw was him holding back in New Jedi Order, was holding back from creating the NGO earlier because of not wanting to create another Vader. Yeah, and that's true for so much of that early time as a Jedi. That first 20 years or so, really, he's so scared of the dark side. And for good reasons. He's seen what bad can happen himself and with a lot of other people. But.
I know what his biggest mistake was. Never mind. I'm such an idiot. It's not going after Callistia.
Oh, gosh.
It's not choosing her over more. There it is.
You actually have to get off your stream and can't be associated with you. Because the Mara Jade fan base is going to tear us apart now.
I'm telling you. That's funny.
And
that is funny.
And the Callista fan base is going to tear you apart for mispronouncing her name.
Yeah, I'm telling you. But oh man, there's some soul crushing stuff from New Jedi Order on that is not involving some of the death of characters, but some of the fates of these characters. You talked about. I'm not going to give spoilers right now, but even talk about the Dark Nest trilogy. When you think people are dead. And they're not, and it's a fate worse than death that happens to them, and then the recovery from that. Which, by the way, I don't want to give anything away right now, but there's something that's in Fate of the Jedi, is having to deal with one of these characters, who is sitting on the steps talking. Do you know the scene I'm talking about? He's sitting on the courthouse steps or the Senate steps, talking to the aide, and it's one of the most tense, and he has no idea what's going on, and it's everything is going on right then and there, and the aide knows that this is a very things can go south, but this guy does not know. It's nothing happens yet everything is happening, and the way that scene is written, like I said, I'm trying to stop from spoilers. It's honestly one of the best scenes in Fate of the Jedi for me, because it's like I said, it's not an action scene, but there's just so much going on right now.
Well, yeah,
OG knows what I'm talking about. I'm trying not to do spoilers right now, because I want to talk about this in the review, but when I get around to it in 2023. But I just thought that was a powerful. There are some powerful scenes that are not big action scenes. I'll give you another one. New Joe Order. They were going to go with the storyline, but then dropped it. The "Am I a Real Person" by C3PO. There was one scene where he's watching sparks fall. They're working on one of the X-Wings of Millennium Falcon. He's watching the sparks fall, the cinders fall, and then extinguish as they hit the ground. Yeah. He's contemplating life. C3PO is. Mm-hmm. And it's a first, what do they call it? Sentient thought that he has. Yeah. So is he more than just a droid? That scene is so powerful. I was like, holy cow, what are they doing here? And they decided to drop it because they had too many other side stories going. It's a shame. And I was told they didn't, that was an idea they had. They pitched it a little bit in that book and then moved on from it, never picked it back up, which I thought was a really good idea for a storyline.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all remember that, but those are like little minor scenes that...
There was so much going on, yet that one sticks out to me. That just tells me how much that was a really good scene because it sticks out even among everything else that's going on.
Oh man, this one, the scene with Anakin Sal Solo, that is a great point, son of Luke, in Legacy with Ben.
Oh man, there is. Like I said, I'm trying to get away from spoilers, but it's those. It's that we talked about great moments, right? We've talked about great moments before. I think, Ryan, I think I was on your channel. We talked about Gantoris and everything. And not Gantoris. Who was it that was it him? Yeah.
Rysad.
Yes, Ganner Rysad. Thank you. I knew I was saying it wrong. But we talk about these people and the big action scenes. The big scenes are like, whoa. But then there are these smaller scenes that happen. And there's even in forgotten Bantam novels, there's a wonderful scene where Han and Chewie, it's I think it's Children of the Jedi, could be the other. No, I think it's Children of the Jedi, where they barely escape from something, and it's a comical scene, and they're washed up on the shore or whatever, and Han looks at Chewie, Chewie looks at Han, Chewie says something, and Han goes, "We're getting way too old for this." It's just one of those what I call lethal weapon jokes. We're getting way too old for this. But I was like, that's funny. That's fun. I like little, and of course, I've already talked about Lando Calrissian trilogy. It has a lot of corny humor in it that I thought was funny. The silly rabbit, if anyone remembers that reference, where the colors are orangey orange, grapey grape. You're like, wait, what's going on here? And it said some space travelers call it the silly rabbit. It's tricks because tricks are for kids. I was like, that's funny. Did it need to be in there? Probably not, but that's funny.
That's like for a joke as opposed to when Chuck Wendig writes.
Well, exactly. Well, you look at Brian Daly's humor was really smart too. Blue Max and Bullocks are so underrated in the expanded universe. They should have in fact, when they hinted at, and I think it was New Joe Order, where Han thinks he found Bullocks, but they left it alone because I guess they I don't know. They decided not to touch any of Brian Daly's characters. But if y'all don't know these droids, it was Blue Max lived within Bullocks. He was in his chest and everything, and they were great characters. And Blue Max lets out a cuss word, and Han goes, "Hey." He's like, "Well, you say it all the time." And Han said, well, I can't say it because I'm the captain. Brian Daly, I know a lot of people love A.C. Crispin's novels, and to be honest, you could make a great point that those are the best that's the best Han Solo trilogy. But I still like Brian Daly's a little bit better. I mean, a little bit better. In fact, I'll be honest, when A.C. Crispin's Han Solo trilogy came out, I was like, no. Brian Daly wrote it, and Brian Daly was the best, and A.C. Crispin did a fantastic job. I knew that from book one, that she did a fantastic job. But Brian Daly just knew how to write the characters, and Han is dark. I've already said this before, but I mean, he kills people. The slave trader that he has stuck, and he goes, "You won't do this," or something, and Han kind of looks at him and goes, "Yeah, I will," and he punches the eject button and sends him out into space.
That's pretty messed up.
He didn't have to kill him, but this is Han shoots first Han.
I was going to say, it's almost like he would have shot first. Yeah.
And that's exactly what Brian Daly was going off of. This is a guy who will shoot first. So yes, he does not like slavers. Slavers hurt his friend Chewie. He has a bad taste in their mouth. They're evil people. And so he goes ahead and just executes them. And that's a great scene. You wouldn't see that in any other Bantam novel. I guarantee you that. But They changed that up, but these cold moments, you're like, yeah, this is why my dad loves 24 so much, because his favorite scene in 24 is Jack Bauer killing, I think her name was Nina. I can't remember. It was one of the earlier seasons where she's like, wait, I still have information. It was my dad's favorite scene of the whole, 10 series of 24.
He's like, no, you don't.
No, you don't. And then just riddles are full of bullets. And my dad's like, yeah, Dad. I'll be honest, Dad never watched anything outside of sports and Sports Center. And then he stopped watching Sports Center. He'd only watch sports. Dad didn't watch anything else. We got him to watch 24 because he loved the movie Nick of Time with Johnny Depp, where everything happens within those hour and a half, as long as the movie is. It happens in real time. Dad thought that was really smart. And then I told Dad, they're coming out with a TV show that does that. He went, really? I said, yeah, every show is 1 hour long, and it's about this guy's day for 1 hour. He goes, okay. Well, we went over to watch it with him. And Dad became a huge 24 fan. And now Dad watches more TV shows than I do. He tells me and my brother about TV shows we need to watch.
What have you done?
One thing you said that was that made me think of something. The Han shoots first. There's a couple times in the EU where they very specifically make that joke. One of them that I can think of is in Legacy of the Force. I think it's in the first book where they're all on. They're basically on the space station with the Imperial Remnant, Galactic Alliance representatives, Corellian representatives, like everyone, right? Everyone's there, and it's when the assassins are sent by Lumaya. No one knows about this at the time, but the assassins are sent, and they realize it and they break in, and Han, shoots one of them in the throat right away or something. And, Jason comes bursting in, like making sure everyone's okay. And Leia's like, yeah, we're fine. Han shot first or something like that.
Did she say that?
Yeah, she
I don't remember. That's
that.
Awesome. That's awesome. That's funny. Oh, no. I believe you.
You're just making me want to reread it now.
Yeah, no, I believe you that. But see, that's the cool thing. And to be honest, now that I've read through a lot of the other EU, I'm going to be shocked. Like I said, I read through New Jedi Order before I got all the West End Game stuff. And I bet I missed tons of references from West End Games in New Jedi Order that I did catch. And Fate of the Jedi, it was everywhere. But by then, I'd read all West End Game stuff. And so I was going, oh my gosh, this is from West End. That's from West End Games. This is from West End Games. It's like, have they always been doing this? It's like Kian Farlander is in New Jedi Order, and I never knew who that was. I didn't play the X-Wing game, but Kian Farlander gets a mention. In fact, he gets like a little half scene or something in it, like a chapter or something. They talked to him, and I was like, I didn't know who Farlander was, and I was like, oh wait, he was. And then when I was studying, I was like, wait, he was in New Jedi Order, and I looked back up, and sure enough, there he was. I was like, shut up. And there's some kid there's some adult who was reading that book going, yeah, Farlander. And they did see the thing with me. I just said, oh look, there's a name like Skywalker, ha ha ha, and moved. I didn't realize it was that important. And then someone else like, I love video games. And that they did that, and that you don't miss it. That was one of the other things I used to complain about when people says, yeah, do you really want the expanded universe to be in the new canon? Because then we'll have to read through 30 years of books. Who wants to do? No, you don't. Just skip to the future. Chewie's dead. What happened to Chewie? I don't know. Read the books. It's not impactful to the story now. They could have just picked up and just moved on. They didn't have to mention, hey, remember the time when we almost got killed by Thrawn? They don't have to say that in the movie. They could just go flash forward to where they are now and then do an adventure. And the expanded universe will always shift. They go, okay, here was the adventure up to Crucible. The new movies came out, and now this is happening. Because the other side, because he didn't have to go over Abeloth right then and there. In fact, they were still looking for the Dagger of Destiny or whatever. And the thing is, though, if you'd made a movie after that, and he doesn't mention, I'm sorry, the Dagger of Mortis and Abeloth, he doesn't mention those, or we got no, because there's other things going on in the galaxy right now. He can pick up those stories later, like what's the kid? Black Hole from the Marvel comic books. I mean, how many times did Lord Shadowstar come back? And it was years in between, but he's a big threat. Yeah, but he's gone now. He'll pop up one day and we'll smack him down when he comes back up.
Right.
That was the really cool thing about it.
Yeah, so I found the spot I was talking about. It's like right after those guys are like trying to kill everyone, and you see Pelian's body double, like with basically no head left. There's just like a huge crater where he was because he got murdered. And He says, "My double." The voice came from a shadowy doorway. In the door was open, not destroyed. From it stepped the old admiral, dressed in a dark robe, blast rifle in hand. He looked sorrowful as he gazed at the man who had died in his stead. Even his bristly mustache seemed to droop. Tycho asked Leia, "Is Han?" "He's fine," Leia said. "Han shot first."
That's great. That's great. That is great. And they did put little jokes in there for us too.
Of course.
You'd be surprised. Well, you probably wouldn't because you guys read the expanded universe. But guys, a lot of these authors, they do this on purpose. They do their homework. There's a great article you can read on Joe Bongiorno's site, StarWarsTimeline.net, where Ryder Wyndham, he prints Ryder Wyndham's unpublished Han Solo Adventures in Hyperspace, book 3, because it was finished. It just never got printed. But the story's fine. But the most interesting thing is the behind the scenes. And Ryder takes so much time to study for a children's novel to make sure, what can I connect here? What can I do? Well, I noticed this was here and no one's ever mentioned that. So maybe I can make that connection here. And it's like, I call it like threading the needle and making this wonderful story quilt, of the expanded universe. And that's one of the, everyone knows this. I'm big into continuity. And so, but you hear these people talk, and they want to make that continuity thread with everything. Like I said, Joe will convince everyone on this channel right now that you can tie in the new canon easily to the old canon, something I am dead set against. But he has a point, because alternate universes do exist in the expanded universe, as shown in the Marvel comic I reviewed, what was it, last month? And then the the West End Games stories, adventures called Other Space 1 and 2. And so there is proof of that. And so then he goes into how you could have alternate universes with the same people, just different versions of their past, and how you could connect. I was like, Joe, come on. But that's what he does. They connect. They think of everything. Joe's going, like this new book Joe's working on, the unfinished, it was supposed to come in, I can't remember if it was StarWars.com or The Insider, but he was going to do a series of the unexplained, the weird of the expanded universe, the weird, the unknown. And this man, like I said, I got a early copy. He said he's added 200 pages or 400. He's added a lot of pages to it now. But it was a big read. It reads like the Silmarillion in a way. So it was like reading a research paper. But it was really fascinating because I was like, okay, I know that. I didn't know that. And he has all the references of where he got stuff and how he's trying to connect things. People want to know about angels, space angels, and the old ones, who made the Centerpoint Station and stuff.
Yeah,
and he grabs every bit. The Celestials. I'm sorry, that's what it was, Celestials. And he's trying to pull that information together and come up with a storyline from that. And it's basically someone just kind of recounting the history of the universe and all the weird wonders and whys. Of course, he explains the Ewoks cartoons, which I explained in my review, which are perfect. The Ewoks cartoons are from the story is told from the eyes of the Ewoks. So is the mountain really crying when they go to the mountain of sorrow to get buckets of his tears? No, it's just a river that's running down, but they feel like, the since it runs down from the mountain, that the mountain is crying. So they imagine the mountain as a person. The gods of spring, summer, you remember the flowers of, I don't know if y'all remember the cartoon, Ewoks cartoon, but the flowers of spring, summer, fall, and winter, they're all talking gods. No, they're not. They're just like that from the Ewoks' point of view. Because if you look at natives,
they're so simplified. They think C-3PO is a god.
Yeah, so so you're watching the Ewoks cartoon from their eyes, and so all these ridiculous things, they're not real. That's just that's how the Ewoks believe. And I was like, I took a step back. I was like, that was good, because the only other suggestion I'd heard is that Sindel Tatwani, when she got off from Endor, sold Ewok cartoon stories and we're watching the, dramatization of a bunch of Ewoks that are just dumbed down. They kind of hinted at that in one of the books. Who is it? Alana is watching a cartoon about a little girl or about a bunch of Ewoks. She's doing that. She's reading. She's watching the cartoon is basically what she's doing. So there's some interesting stuff in there that he has, and I can't wait for it to come out because it's going to just. There's some EU characters in there too. Ooh. And there may even be a Matt and Yub Nub, even though they won't call us that by name. There may even be a man with an Ewok. I'm just saying. I don't know, but there may be. But I can't. But I said I cannot wait. I cannot wait because I think that's just gonna be so fascinating when it comes out. And I don't know what his deadline is on that because he had a fundraiser too that made it. And his fundraiser is really cool, man.
Yeah, I thought I heard something about that recently, but I can't remember what it was now.
Yeah,
It might have concluded, or
oh no, it already concluded. It got funded and everything because he wanted an
Right.
artist to do a cover and stuff. And
but then
he's
he
actually
released
he told
something?
me he added more. He's going to release it, but he's going to add more. He's added, I think it was 200 pages or something more than I don't know. But yeah, he's really worked hard on that. Really worked hard on that. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's how it goes. Well, anyway, 2 hours 15 minutes. Woo, woo, woo. See, I have so much fun. We ended up talking about Star Wars anyway.
No, of course.
We got to, right?
It's inevitable, I think, when we get together.
That's
that
true.
gonna
It's a
happen.
given.
That's true. It's so much fun.
And especially
Well-
when you have a YouTube channel based well,
Yeah,
I shouldn't say
exactly.
completely. You've got
Not
your board game
completely.
reviews.
Not
You've got
completely.
your board game.
Hey, and we're going through top 200 right now, folks. Top 200. It's gonna be fun all year long. I'm getting the rest of those videos edited, and it was funny because quick story that no one cares about. Twice my laptop when I was stepped away, and because sometimes I'll just let the videos render when I go to bed. It's going to take 2 hours anyway, and twice my computer has reset. And I've lost everything. I was like, come on. I have to go back and edit and it takes an hour to edit a 20-minute video or
2
longer.
hours for that to render? Holy cow.
Oh, yes. But because I have so many pictures and I transition a little bit here and there that I'm like, oh, and it just takes forever. And I don't know. I just go to bed. But twice it rendered. And then the other time was one of the settings changed. And my numbers were all the same on like 3 videos. I had to go back and redo all of those again. And then something else happened. I pressed something, this is an old man mistake. I'm pressing some kind of key on the board and automatically everything on my screen goes to a mini version. I can't blow it up. I cannot blow it up.
Zoomed out?
I was like, what? Yeah, I zoomed out so far that's so tiny I can't read it, and there's no way to zoom back in. I know Ryan's laughing right now because he knows I'm dumb when it comes to that. But I was like, come on, what is this? And it takes me forever to figure out what I did. And actually, the last time it happened, I just figured, I was like, oh, wait a minute, I got an idea, and it worked. But it was so aggravating putting those things together. But I love doing those top 200 or top 100, and so does everyone else. Board game fans were very happy with that. But anyway, thanks guys for coming on. Thanks everyone for joining me for this nightcap. This was a lot of fun. Not sorry about my girls. I mean, that's how an average night is. I'm taking one.
I was going to
Mrs.
say, it
taking
felt
one.
like I
We're
was
having.
on a Twin Sons meeting again.
It was, except they wanted, on that Twin Sons one, they wanted in, man. They were chatting up a storm because I didn't have my headphones in, and they could hear you. They're going, Dad? Like, who is it? It's Dad. Someone's talking to Dad, and they're talking like someone's here.
Yeah.
But
We could hear them in the
anyway,
background. It was great.
oh my goodness. Well, anyway, hey, thanks everyone for watching. Hope this was fun. I had fun, and we'll do this again sometime. Another nightcap sometime.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's always fun.
All right, guys. Have a good night, everyone.